You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
They're sick and tired of quality of life problems. They're sick and tired of gunfire.
Well, Metro Police padlock a North Nashville market, charging the owners with selling stolen merchandise. We're going to tell you what's next for this business that police are calling a crime magnet. And police are also on the hunt after 2 suspects are accused of crashing into a gun store and then getting away with thousands of dollars worth of firearms. We've got an update from Metro Police. Greg.
Our radar dry for right now, but just like yesterday, we're going to see a few more active days worth of showers and storms. Very hit and miss. We'll find those little windows to watch.
Thank you, Greg, and thank you for joining us here on Fox 17 News this morning, just after 4 a.m. on this Tuesday, June the 4th. I'm Justin McFarland. We do want to begin with Operation Crime and Justice and brand new video that we've gotten in from the Murfreesboro Police Department that reveals footage of a gun store robbery as the search continues right now for suspects. Take a look at your screen. You can see right here, this is according to the Murfreesboro Police Department, the smash and grab robbery that happened around 4 a.m. Saturday at the Bullseye Gun and Range. In the footage, the suspects can be seen backing into the store's front glass at least twice with the car that was reported stolen out of Nashville. They then proceeded to steal multiple firearms and then left the scene. The getaway car is a dark-colored 4-door sedan. If you've got any information about this, you're asked to contact the Murfreesboro Police Department.
And the people that live here should be able to go to that store, purchase items without having to be in fear of getting shot, robbed, in some cases, raped.
Well, making headlines this morning, the owners of a North Nashville business are now in custody. This is after being raided for ongoing crimes. The Star Market in North Nashville is being labeled a public nuisance, according to the city. Local residents say they have seen it all over the years here at this particular store, including drug dealing, prostitution, theft, and assaults. Around 6 a.m. on Monday, the SWAT team from Metro Police, along with other law enforcement, came in to that site and initiated a padlocking process. Andre Gibson, a Nashville native who's been looking at some of this crime going on in his backyard for several decades now. He says enough is enough, and he's ready to see this change.
Everybody in this community should be jumping for joy with me, because I grew up here. It ain't like I just transplanted to this area. I grew up on this very part of North Nashville.
Well, police say they have gotten a search warrant for the F&B Mart that's just off of Clarksville Highway, which they say is under the exact same ownership. As it stands right now, 44-year-old Belois Bakhtor and 43-year-old Bassem Farag are now being charged with money laundering, organized crime, and attempted theft of property. The Star Market will remain shut down pending a court hearing that's scheduled for Thursday. Well, Fox 17 News has received multiple complaints about this location over the past several years, in all honesty. On X, we were asking you if you think Metro's district attorney should have acted more quickly to padlock the Star Market there on Dr. D.B. Todd Jr. Boulevard and Buchanan Street. You can see for yourself, 88% of those responding say yes, they should. They should have acted a little faster to do this. If you would like to chime in for yourself, you can do so on our X page. You can reach us at Fox Nashville. You can also scan that QR code on the side of your screen.
Good morning, 4:04 your time. Taking a look here at a dry radar for now, but just like yesterday, we're going to work in with a few showers and the possibility of some heavy rainfall at times. We're going to keep this summer-like pattern happening for today, tomorrow, a portion of your Thursday. What does this mean for CMA Fest? Big question here. Folks getting into town, and you don't want to wash out. Well, I've got a lot of good news when it comes to the weekend itself. But the things we got to get through first this morning, we have some areas of some fog developing in the typical places you see in this time of the year, upper elevations and the valleys between the higher elevated peaks. So we got that going on here. But other than that, we're just trying to dry out from yesterday before we bring in more rain later today. 72 comfortable degrees. The humidity noticeable in the areas that had the heaviest rainfall yesterday. Other spots that didn't have as much, well, the humidity is not quite as noticeable. Taking a look hour by hour, we'll stay in the 60s all the way through 7 o'clock and then work our way into the upper 70s to near 80 degrees right in the middle of the afternoon. Chance for a few showers and storms. Can't discount almost any hour of late morning into the beginning of the afternoon. And we'll start breaking that down for you. Just know we're keeping the arrow down there. We're staying all clear for code red. However, every one of those little storms that does pop up could give us a wind influence with some heavy rainfall and potentially small size hail.
Circular traffic, let's get you out this morning to I-40 at Dulles and Pike. That is where you can see traffic moving along really nicely. There's no big problems this morning, and we are accident-free so far out there on the roads. Now, things certainly can change, and they will later in the morning. Keep in mind, we are in a summer traffic pattern right now, which means there's lighter traffic than usual. We will be seeing a lot of people coming in for the CMA Music Fest coming up here a little bit later in the week. So you can look for a big increase on traffic, especially coming to and from Nashville International Airport. We'll continue to follow this and anything else happening out there on the roads. An update this morning to a story we first brought you a few months ago involving a Wilson County woman, in this case, who had a brand new television stolen right from her front porch by the same men who delivered it. Since then, she's got her money back. But now there's a new twist to the story. Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar is live at a local Walmart, who now says that woman never ordered the TV from them in the first place. Karen?
Justin, it is a strange twist of events. Christina Shear tells me that Walmart told her that, Christina Shear tells me that Walmart told the Williamson County Sheriff's Office that she never ordered a TV from this location right here behind me on Dickerson Pike. And she says that's absolutely not true. She tells me that this screenshot, along with other information, proves that she did order that TV from that Walmart behind me back in February. And I also want you to take a look at the video that was captured on her Ring camera from the alleged theft. You can see that two men are taking her Walmart TV from her front porch and running with it to their car. It was delivered by people from Rhodey, a subsidiary of UPS used by Walmart, according to Shear. Shear says she called Walmart about the alleged theft. They did nothing at first, but eventually gave her a refund and a $100 gift card. But now she wants justice.
It's not even about the money. That's done and over with. Now it's about getting justice for the guy who came on my property and insulted me on the phone, calling me a white privilege, because I just ordered a TV. So it's just like, it's unfair that Walmart's not cooperating when they're the ones that hired this subsidiary.
I reached out to Walmart and Rhodey. I haven't heard back yet. I also reached out to the Williamson County Sheriff's Office, who tells me that they are still investigating and are waiting for more information. Reporting live here in Nashville, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Just as I was sitting here, there were two more homeless people that just walked by. They are still in this area.
It's not an easy fix. Hermitage business owners and residents are continuing to speak out about the homeless crisis in Music City. We're going to tell you about the challenge. $4.11 is the time, and the high cost of homelessness. Hermitage businesses are now hard at work to keep homeless people off of their property after a large encampment closed back in January. Now, the city of Nashville says they have offered housing to everyone who lived there, but some people are saying that the problem still continues. Now, we're hearing more of your stories about this morning. The owner of the Hermitage Golf Learning Center, Steve Cisco, says that he's been working in this area now for 23 years. He walked our Fox 17 News team through the woods on his property. Cisco says that the city did mandate that they would clean up this property and clear the people out. But he's also said a lot of the trash from the old encampment has still made its way now down into a local creek.
A couple people that had put tents here. We chased them out when we were told to clean this up. We cleaned this up right in here.
Many people are saying that local businesses should not have to deal with this. Fox 17 News went to Metro Council member Jordan Huffman, who represents this area, and here's what he has to say.
The city is definitely doing what it can. However, we are currently running out of the federal grant that was given to us a couple of years ago. I know that the Office of Homeless Services is exploring other options for federal grants.
Councilmember Huffman also says everyone who lived in this encampment just off of Andrew Jackson Parkway was offered housing, but emphasizes that the city needs to do more to offer these people mental health and substance abuse services. From Hermitage to Akron, Ohio, that's where a night at a party turned deadly. As the Akron Police Department were flooded with 911 calls over a massive block party, 25 people were hurt and at least one person died. Now, the medical examiner's office there has identified the victim as 27-year-old Lattice Cook. The investigation continues this morning. Police are working to gather details about the getaway car the suspects were in. There is a cash reward for anyone who's got information about who the shooters may be.
On Fox 17 News.
4:15 is the time. This week, President Joe Biden is expected to announce an executive order to cut down on illegal immigration, or at least that's what he hopes this will do. That's according to a number of officials who've been briefed on this matter. The president's sweeping order would limit the number of asylum seekers allowed to cross to just 2,500 a day. Now, this expected order, I should say, is coming down as the president is looking to tackle the controversial immigration issue with immediate action as the presidential election campaign heats up. Well, a historic legal battle begins in Washington, D.C. Hunter Biden's trial now has a jury in place. Now, the president's son is charged with 2 counts of lying on an application to buy a gun and 1 count of unlawfully possessing a gun. As Fox 17 News' Christine Vazal reports, the case comes almost a year after the Hunter Biden plea deal fell apart.
Hunter Biden in court for the first day of his criminal trial. His stepmother, First Lady Jill Biden, and sister Ashley also in the Delaware courtroom to support him in his legal fight, following a long public battle with drug addiction, an addiction that made it illegal for him to own a gun.
The charges are that he lied on a form to purchase a gun, and therefore as a drug user, he wasn't allowed to have a firearm.
Special counsel David Weiss has announced he plans to call 3 women who knew Hunter well to testify. His ex-wife Kathleen Buell, his late brother's widow Hallie Biden, who he also dated, and London Roberts, with whom he fathered a daughter.
These women will testify against him, their texts, other things that they know about that they'll tell the jury about, and it will be very convincing evidence.
Axios reporting among Hunter Biden's unpaid debts, he owed his ex-wife Kathleen Buell more than $1.7 million in spousal support, legal fees, and interest, with prosecutors also expected to use excerpts from his book and texts from his laptop to boost their case. Meanwhile, Hunter has repeatedly accused his critics of playing politics.
They've ridiculed my struggle with addiction. They've belittled my recovery. And they have tried to dehumanize me, all to embarrass and damage my father.
President Biden recently facing accusations of alleged witness tampering for a recent visit he had with Hallie Biden. The White House insistent it had nothing to do with Hunter's case.
He visited her days before the anniversary of the passing of his son. And she is family. She was married, obviously, to his late son.
So they did not talk about her testimony?
This was not about that.
This particular case is only expected to last about a week or 2, with another trial in California about his taxes set for September. Now, Hunter Biden would face the potential of jail time if convicted. Of course, as president, his father would have the power to pardon him. I'm Christine Frizzell reporting.
We've got continuing coverage as the former president of the United States, Donald Trump, says that he's okay with serving jail time or house arrest, but his supporters may not be. This comes days after the former president's historic conviction for falsifying business records to hide an alleged affair. The former president maintains he is innocent He spoke with Fox News ahead of his sentencing that is set for July.
I'm okay with it. I saw one of my lawyers the other day on television saying, "Oh no, you don't want to do that to the president." I said, "You don't beg for anything. You just the way it is." That could happen. I don't know that the public would stand it. I'm not sure the public would stand for it. With a
tried house arrest or
I think it would be tough for the public to take. At a certain point, there's a breaking point.
Now, the judge in the hush money case could sentence former President Trump to probation or up to 4 years in a state prison on each count with a maximum of up to 2 decades. Now, the former president is appealing this particular conviction. Let's talk about your weather forecast for this Tuesday. Look who's back. Greg Bobus, after a few days back here, a few days off, is here with us right now. Look at the forecast here. Warming trend is what we've been seeing.
Warming trend, and now those pop-up Florida-like storms, where they're so small, but they can give you an inch or two of rain in just a couple of hours.
Isolated thunderstorms in the afternoon. Watch out.
That is how we're going to be next couple of days. Not color red weather, but you definitely want to be mindful because you get stuck under one of those. We even saw some, pictures and some footage of some flooding that happened locally in some areas, and that is definitely the potential that's going to be with all these storms we see today and tomorrow. Again, not worried about widespread severe weather. Just you'll see when I show you future track those pop-ups. Out the door this morning, grab the rain gear in case. You're not going to need it most of today, but there will be a few isolated showers and thunderstorms that will be out there for us. Will be in the 60s all morning, and then this afternoon we'll be up near 80s to right near maybe say 85 degrees in the Nashville area. And if you get stuck under the rain, of course it'll quickly cool you down, but then if the sun comes back out, the humidity going to pick up. Really a lot like Florida next couple of days. Marginal category 1 risk for today, and that is just going to be for potentially small size hail and some wind. We're not worried about a tornado threat today at any point. That's not a thing we have to watch out for carefully. We'll take a look here in future track. We'll have some showers beginning to move into our southwestern counties, and then those will track their way through Middle Tennessee throughout the day. They're not big. There are not a ton of them, but they could pack a little bit of a punch, as we know, and has happened yesterday as well. Taking a look through 7 o'clock, things begin to die down just a touch for us, but it really will be one of those days where it's just situational. They're going to fire up, and we don't know where they're going to be until they are. So plan for the possibility of rain, but hope for the best and that you don't get stuck under one of those, and you should be good. Very similar scenario for tomorrow when it comes to the very hit and miss nature of these. 84 degrees today, 82 tomorrow, 88 on Thursday, and then all eyes toward the weekend, one of the biggest in Music City, CMA Fest. We'll take a look at that forecast for you in about 5 minutes.
Steer clear traffic. Let's get you out to I-24 at Haywood Lane there in the Antioch area. You can see there for yourself, traffic moving along without any issue. We're doing fine out there this morning as you get out and about. Overall drive times couldn't look better. Mount Juliet at 26 minutes, Murfreesboro 49 minutes, Franklin 25 minutes in from the south side. Well, earthquakes in California may not sound like much of a news pattern out there, a news item. But there have been multiple earthquakes out there that have rocked the Golden State as of recent days. We're going to tell you what the experts are saying about these particular set of quakes. And taking a quick look. 4:24 is the time. 5 earthquakes rocked parts of California all within a few hours early Sunday morning. That's according to the U.S. Geological Survey. 4 of those earthquakes were ranked at magnitudes of 3 or higher. A 3.4 magnitude earthquake hit the town of Alum Rock around 3:30 in the morning local time. That's about an hour south of San Francisco. Just 2 hours later, a quake shook the Pasadena area, also at a 3.4. Earthquakes are also felt just outside of Sacramento, California. That is the state's capital. Right now, it's unclear if there were any reports of serious damage or injuries because of these tremors. Well, what about Atlanta? Well, they remain under a state of emergency this morning after they are battling disruption to the city's water service that began last week. We are learning that one of the major pipes that failed was installed back in 1910, while the other pipe was dated back in 1930. The mayor said that the state of emergency will continue to stand there, and the breaks have affected water services for tens of thousands of people. Let's talk to Greg. He's got a look at your forecast here for you this Tuesday.
That we do, and today and tomorrow a few more isolated storms just like yesterday, but then all eyes go to the 4 days for CMA Fest. Folks getting into town, what can we expect? This time of the year can be very hit and miss, not even when it comes to rain, but also the heat. Look at these temperatures. Yes, it will be warm on Thursday as things kick off, but Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, all upper 70s and low 80s, and very little chance for rain the big 3 nights Nissan Stadium, especially for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I don't see much of rain chances being anywhere during the times of the actual concert. There will be a few pop-up storms we can't rule out, but when that percentage is that low, it's not bad. So if you're trying to make plans to go to one of the auxiliary stages or whatever else you're finding around downtown, just have the Fox 17 Code Red Weather app. Check it occasionally. If like yesterday you start seeing those dark clouds rolling in, kind of give it a little look-see and then maybe pop inside and head right back out. That's the kind of forecast we have for all 4 of them, for all 4 days. And by the way, yeah, the app is for free in the App Store and the Google Play Store. You can also follow along in real time if we do start seeing any heavier rainfall. Our X pages on Twitter, myself, Brett Luna, and also Katie Morgan will all be there for you, leading in toward the upcoming weekend. Good place to go. To go those little extra tidbits. Later on this morning, you can also go submit your Dogs of the Day to meteorologist Greg Bobus on Facebook. We'll be having our Dog of the Day. Curious questions are coming up. And then putting all the pieces together between now and the start of the weekend.
Well, coming up on Fox 17 News this morning, we'll take a look at your steer clear traffic. Rocky start on I-40 at Spence Lane. The traffic is fine, but the camera's doing.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Coming up, I have an update to what we thought was a happy ending to the Wilson County woman who got her TV stolen right from her front porch.
And we are talking all things summer when it comes to weather pattern. A little bit of a visibility problem this morning, some storms this afternoon. Working you through your forecast hour by hour.
And steer clear traffic takes us out to I-24 Haywood Lane. Uh-oh, cameras on the move. What are they looking for this time? We'll have the latest update on anything going on out there with steer clear traffic now through 9. What are they looking for? We'll get to that coming up here in a few. You never know out there with T-Dot. Thank you for joining us here on Fox 17 News this morning. I'm Justin McFarland. Just after 4:30 here on this Tuesday, we'll be checking back in with that T-Dot camera to see what it was looking for coming up in a few. But before we do, I want to tell you about Operation Crime and Justice, as Metro Police are now charging a man with sexually assaulting a woman at a WeGo bus terminal in downtown Nashville. Now, this woman tells police that she was sitting at the terminal when Kenneth Bell Jr. touched her leg multiple times before exposing himself to her. Again, this is according to police. Bell's now facing multiple charges, including sexual battery. Now, you can get stories just like this and others delivered right to your inbox every single day. Signing up for our daily newsletter, you can do so on our homepage at fox17.com. Well, we love seeing your images and videos, so not necessarily causing deep damage like this, but it's happening, so we might as well take a look at it. The flooding happened at the intersection just off of Gallatin Road yesterday, thanks to Ace Contents, who shot this video there at the intersection of Burrs and Virginia Avenue over in East Nashville. You can see the street has now been turned into a small river or creek there. It's going to take them a while to recover from all of that. Meanwhile, in Metro Center, very close to our studios, as a matter of fact, right in our backyard, we saw some gusty winds and heavy rain that rolled through our area here as well, causing some minor flooding in our parking lot. So whether you are sending us news tips or photos or pictures of your pets, we like to hear from you. You can share all of that with us by, of course, going to our Facebook page and just tagging us there. Post a picture, tag us at Fox Nashville so we can see it.
And here we are, 4:32. We are not done with that kind of rain yet. We have a few more days where we could see some showers that do get on the heavier side. So we'll watch out for any additional flooding this afternoon. It's not going to rain for everyone. And yesterday, if you didn't have the rain, you saw the temps boost pretty quickly. We hit 90 degrees. And then we did cool off just a touch into the evening hours. As far as what we're dealing with here, this next weather makers and then gives you the chance for some showers and storms later in the day. Not seeing major signs of visibility problems. A few of our cameras here, even our sky cameras, have seen some areas of some light fog. Not too terribly dense, just keep it in mind. Could be out there as you're hitting the road and heading out the door. What does this mean for lunchtime? Well, we're starting the morning in the 60s. Temperatures right side of your screen. Later on, though, today we'll be in the upper 70s to right near 80, 11 o'clock through 1. There will be a few isolated storms that will be on the cameras during then and on our radar that we'll be tracking for you as well. Not anticipating severe weather, but if we do get one or two stronger storms, wind, and even a little bit of small size hail, can't completely be ruled out as we go into the afternoon hours with any of these storms that do fire just enough for us. Wash or wait? Very good question for us here each and every day. I would just say if you've got until Thursday, if you do it on Thursday, you'll be good for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. However, today and tomorrow, there will be a few more isolated thunderstorms that are going to be out there. I would just give it that extra little bit. And then the weekend itself, as I mentioned, comfortable temperatures in the lower to middle 80s, small storm chances. The majority of our weekend will be completely dry. Many dry hours across the board for us here. You can get the Fox 17 code red. Weather app to follow along. We're still going to keep talking all things CMA Fest for the upcoming weekend, and we'll time you out hour by hour when it comes to our thunderstorms that we'll be getting a little bit later on today. We'll show you that on Future Track in just a few minutes from right now. Help work you through here on this Tuesday.
Let's get to your steer clear traffic for you out there this morning. Let's get you over to I-40 at Donaldson Pike, close to the airport there. You can see for yourself traffic moving along just fine. We were tracking a potential problem on I-24 near Haywood Lane over in the Antioch area. Looks like that ended up being much ado about nothing, so we're doing okay over in that area as well. We'll continue to follow things out there on the roads for you as we've got you covered live and local through 9. Well, new this morning, we want to bring you an update to a story that we first brought you a few months ago involving a Wilson County woman who had a brand new television stolen right off of her front porch by the very men who delivered it. Now, since then, this woman has gotten her money back, but there's another twist in this story as the woman is now being told that Walmart says that she never ordered the television to begin with. Karen Aguilar has spoken to that woman. She's live there in front of a local Walmart to give us an update.
Justin, can you imagine ordering a TV from a Walmart and then getting it stolen right off of your front porch? After that, asking Walmart over and over again for a refund, then saying no, then finally them giving you a refund, and then all of a sudden they tell the Williamson County Sheriff's Office that they have no record of you ever ordering a TV from this location right here behind me on Dickerson Pike. Well, that's exactly what Christina Shear tells me is happening to her, and she says that's just not true. She tells me that she has multiple records of having interactions with Walmart and Roadie, proving that she actually ordered that TV from that location. So you can imagine just how frustrated she is. Now, this comes after the TV was stolen from her front porch, as we just mentioned, back in February. It was delivered by people from Roadie, a subsidiary of UPS used by Walmart. Shear says she called Walmart about it. They did nothing at first, but eventually gave her a refund and a $100 gift card. Now she is wondering why they would lie to the Williamson County Sheriff's Office.
Like, it makes me wonder, what are you hiding? Or why, like, are you protecting that guy from serving justice? I mean, I was blown away when he told me that. I was just like, this is a joke, right? Like, this can't be the twist in the story.
She tells me it's not about the money at this point. It's about getting justice. So this doesn't happen to anybody else. I reached out to the Williamson County Sheriff's Office, who tells me they are investigating. And after multiple attempts to Roadie and Walmart, I've not heard back yet. Reporting live here in Nashville, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
All right, Karen, thank you so much. Well, weathering the storm. Coming up, we're going to take a look at the annual Rock and Jock Celebrity Softball game that kicked off the
Protects.
4:40 is the time. Take a look at this. There was a burst of weather that caused a rain delay in last night's Folds of Honor Rock and Jock Celebrity Softball game. Now, the annual charity event kicked off at CMA Week. Fans and celebrities had to wait out the storms over at First Horizon Park. The first pitch got underway about an hour and 40 minutes behind schedule. You can see why. The heavy rain. You can't play softball in that. But the night was full with athletes and comedians and celebrities and veterans who, of course, took to the field. It was a sold-out event to raise money for our fallen heroes and their families. Fox 17 News crews caught up with one of the players, singer Chris Lane. He had a leg up on everyone. He actually played a little college baseball.
I think obviously giving people support who give us a chance as artists to be out on the road living our dreams, people who have sacrificed so much for all of us. And, you know, this event is just so much fun, getting to interact with all the fans that are here. And, yeah, again, just for an incredible cause.
And Chris Lane's serious with the eye black, even though I'm not sure how much eye black he'll need in weather like what we had last night. Chris Lane joined Jelly Roll and Riley Green and Brent Young and a bunch of others out there on the field. Great time. Looks like it was had by all once the rain stopped.
Yeah, that was the big thing. And the rain started moving in right as fans were trying to get into the ballparks. So then you just have to just wait it out. But now we are looking a lot better here to start this morning as well. Flightcast for you here. Many people coming into town for the big weekend ahead. And we're looking pretty good for right now. But 73 degrees at 9 and 81 degrees by 3 p.m. This is right here in Nashville. We're talking about our weather here back home at the airport. There could be a few pop-up storms and some decent downpours. Watch out for any potential flight delays into or out of Nashville later. Only 3 of them on the big board right now. We're sitting at 72 degrees. A little more humid downtown than in surrounding areas. They didn't have as much rain as we went through yesterday, but we're not done. There'll be a few more showers and storms later on this afternoon, but they're not for everyone. So if you don't get the rain, you're going to want to definitely make sure we're making the precautions to get some watering going on here. Temperatures this afternoon will be in the low 80s, one of the best hours to water if you don't get those showers that move in. The hours right after sunrise, we're thinking 7 to 8 o'clock, and then a few hours right before we get to sunset, think 6, 7 o'clock, and you're always good to go those hours of the day. I would never really do it during the peak heating of the day, especially now that we're getting into the summer months.
Well, coming up, we've got the very latest with your steer clear traffic on I-65 near 4:44 is the time. Making headlines this morning, Dr. Anthony Fauci is back in the spotlight on Capitol Hill. He faced questions from several members of Congress on everything from masking to where COVID actually came from. Fox 17 News' Matt Gelka shows us just how combative it became, and you can vote on this issue yourself by scanning the QR code that's going to appear at the side of your screen during the story.
Dr. Anthony Fauci appearing publicly in front of Congress for the first time since leaving government at the end of 2022.
I do.
House Republicans put the heat on him right away.
This 6-foot rule crippled businesses. It allowed students to stay at home and not learn. Americans suffered.
Fauci is both revered and hated for being the face of the U.S.'s coronavirus response. While many Democrats celebrate his guidance through the pandemic that killed more than 1 million Americans, Republicans questioned his office's transparency.
The concern is that as the science became available, there wasn't like oh, maybe we should consider the lab leak theory. Oh, maybe we should consider natural immunity. We never heard this messaging coming from you or from anyone else.
Chief concerns include the science behind social distancing guidelines and whether or not grant funding from the National Institutes of Health contributed to the development of the virus in a Wuhan, China lab. Fauci dismissed the idea that he suppressed the lab leak theory through grant money.
The accusation being circulated that I influenced these scientists to change their minds by bribing them with millions of dollars in grant money is absolutely false and simply preposterous.
The most explosive exchange came with Georgia Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Where you confess that you made up the COVID rules
including
I didn't hear what you
6
said.
feet social distancing and masking of children.
I never said I made anything up.
Do the American people deserve to be abused like that, Mr. Fauci? Because you're not doctor, you're Mr. Fauci in my few minutes.
She claims Fauci deserves prison time.
All the horrors that this country lived through during COVID, Fauci belongs in prison. He should be tried for mass murder, and he should be tried for crimes against humanity.
To Democrats, the hearing brought them no closer to COVID's origins.
This hearing demonstrated that he's being held accountable, but they have no evidence he did anything wrong.
While he defended the COVID vaccine, Dr. Fauci admitted that messaging may have to be different for future pandemics. He didn't take any questions as he left the hearing. Reporting in Washington, I'm Matt Gelka.
Well, during that story, we had a QR code where you could chime in for yourself and try to figure out exactly what do you think about this. Do you think Dr. Anthony Fauci was truthful with the American public during the pandemic? You can see for yourself, 85% of you who weighed in on this poll said no, you do not believe that Dr. Fauci was truthful with the American public during the pandemic. If you want to chime in for yourself, you can do so on our Fox Nashville Facebook page and Twitter account. Well, the FDA is now issuing a warning about baby formula that could be contaminated with dangerous bacteria. There are multiple brands under question. The FDA is concerned about the products that may be contaminated with a bacteria that can cause serious infection of the central nervous system. Whether it's meningitis or perhaps another type of problem that can be dealt with, that can be issued because of the bacteria, they are trying to stop it before it begins. So far, no illnesses have been reported so far. It's a Tuesday. The question is, will we see another high near 90? Greg Bobus has got the answer for us here, standing by.
The answer is yes, but not today. But by the end of the week, we're going to crank it right back up again. So we have a lot to talk about here. Nothing really bad, just knowing timing of when things are going to happen. It's going to be really useful in the next couple of days. 3 things to know. We're in a Florida-like weather pattern, meaning each morning we're going to start getting the atmosphere to wake up, bring in a little bit of sun, get these pop-up showers and storms late morning into the afternoon, and a few of those could be on the stray but strong side, meaning we could have some decent rainfall and also some wind that we have to contend with. Good looking by the weekend. Today and tomorrow almost identical. Morning rain begins to move in, afternoon showers, the small ones you see on the radar that could give you some flooding like we saw yesterday in some very isolated locations. But by the weekend, we get rid of most of the rain. We're not going to go code red. This is that time of the year where we're only going to be on code red days. Even if we're at a category 1 risk, we'll only be at a category, or I should say the code red level, if we have to worry about very strong wind, very large size hail, or any tornado threat. That's when the arrow is going to move here for the rest of this summer. 72 degrees. It's warm. It's muggy downtown right now. Keep that in mind. Here's a look at future track taking us 4 a.m. and rain will begin to move in. This overdoes it this morning, but showers will begin to start firing here in the next hour, and we'll start picking those up around the radar for you, especially southwest moving to northeast throughout the morning. And then the afternoon, we'll get a little break early and then bring in more showers and storms. Almost a nearly identical setup to a lot of what happened yesterday. And again, we could have 1 or 2 stronger storms, but we're not worried about widespread severe weather. Once the rain moves out, we'll dry out overnight, and then tomorrow morning we'll do it again. Here's 11 a.m. going into the afternoon, the little pop-up storms that'll be out there on the radar. Coming up here in about 5 minutes, we'll look ahead to your weekend. We've got CMA Fest, and we'll put it all together in your 7-day forecast, too, to kind of get us day by day back to that next chance that we could hit 90.
4:50 is the time. Taking a quick look at your steer clear traffic at I-65 at Trinity Lane. There on the north side, as you can see, traffic moving along pretty well. No big problems in either direction as you get out and about there. This morning, we'll continue to follow things on the road, but right now, as it stands, we don't have any problems out there as you get out and about. Well, do you plan to hit the road this weekend? Let's talk about gas prices across the state. They have declined for the 4th straight week. Gas prices have fallen 9 cents. The Tennessee gas price average is now around $3.08. We know everyone wants to save a little money, and we want to make it easier for you to find the lowest gas prices in the area. Just go to our website, fox17.com, and click on the Fox 17 fuel gauge. Right there, you'll be able to find the cheapest gas prices around, including that Circle K there near Haywood Lane and Apache Trail, where they've got gas right now for around $2.85 to $2.95 for regular unleaded. Well, staying cool this summer, will put a heavy dent in the pocket of many Americans. The National Weather Service says that the country will have above normal temperatures over the next few months. That means many people will be cranking up the air conditioner, which will translate into higher electric bills. Now, the analysts predict that the average cost to stay cool will go up nearly 8% from June through September. Some states will be harder hit than others, and those living in the mid-Atlantic and Pacific coasts could see costs of more than 12%. Cost increases there of 12%. Let's take a look this morning over from First Horizon Park, home of your Nashville Sounds, as they are going to return over there to the ballpark for a 6-game series. They're taking on their rivals from up I-65, the Louisville Bats. They begin a 6-game series today. As you take a look at the entrance there, the right field entrance right behind the big guitar scoreboard there in right field. It is Tito's Tail Wagging Tuesday. Gates open at 5:30, so you can bring your favorite four-legged friend out there to First Horizon Park to enjoy the latest Nashville Sounds baseball series. Well, straight ahead, the soundtrack of summer. You hear some of that? We're going to tell you when the cicadas will be gone. 4:55 is the time. It's been a cicada invasion. There has been an ever-present soundtrack of the summer, especially during the day across many parts of Middle Tennessee. But the question is this all gone? Is it going to be over soon? When will the beady-eyed bugs be gone? Nothing against the cicadas. It's just what it says in the script, guys. I have to read what it says in the script. It may be an interesting day or two, but a lot of you are telling us that you're done with the cicadas. Experts tell us that the cicadas will stick around through the middle of June, and then after that, they will be gone. As you can take a look at them right there. Now, speaking of cicadas, you can check this out. Scientists say that the wide-eyed boy's blue-eyed cicada find. Oh, look at there. Okay, it's right there. The ultimate rare blue-eyed cicada is making headlines in Illinois. That's thanks to a 4-year-old. Little Jack Bailey of Wheaton, Illinois, made this super unique discovery in his backyard. After snapping some photos, he let it go. Then, realizing the rarity of the cicada, Jack and his 2 sisters took to the yard with flashlights and actually found the blue-eyed bug yet again. The family donated the bug to the famous Field Museum there in Chicago. I know Greg and I are very familiar with that, so that could be very, very cool there.
Oh, yes, many a time. The Field Museum.
Yes,
that kid gets a lot of credit, too, because I don't want to get close enough to a cicada to where I'm staring you in the eyes. So the fact he's out there then goes and finds it again kind of really is remarkable. Let's take a look ahead to the upcoming weekend for CMA Fest. A lot of things really begin to kick off here on Thursday. 88. It's going to be hot. It's going to be hot on Thursday. We'll dial back the temperatures Friday into Saturday and Sunday. Not bad. This time of the year, if we can keep away widespread thunderstorms and we're not cranking near 90 degrees, to win. So really overall, aside from a few pop-up storms that will be out there, and you can follow along right here on the Fox 17 Code Red Weather app, there's not much we have to worry about. It will not be too terribly hot, and I don't see any of our major concerts that'll be out there getting washed out or potentially even having to be delayed at any point.
Steer clear traffic gets us out to I-40 at Fessler's Lane. That's over east of downtown. We're doing really, really nice right now as far as your drive times are concerned. We're doing good. No major crashes that we know about at this particular moment that is shutting things down out there on the roads. You're doing really, really good. Things are going to pick up a little bit later here in the morning, and we'll see the drive times rise. But right now, smooth sailing north, south, east, and west. Well, the information of over 500 million Ticketmaster customers has been stolen in a massive data breach. That's according to federal documents. Ticketmaster's parent company, Live Nation, filed those documents with the Security Exchange Commission on Friday. The stolen data allegedly includes customers identifying information like credit card numbers, email addresses, and phone numbers, and those ticket purchases. Passwords do not appear to have been compromised, but cybersecurity experts suggest changing them anyway. According to a New York Times report, the unauthorized activity was discovered last month, but it's unclear exactly when this hack happened. Well, let's take a look at this from the Williamson County source. Comedian Ellen DeGeneres has announced her highly anticipated farewell tour. Now, the tour is going to happen here this summer. She will grace stages across North America for the last time, delivering some of her very unique comedic performances. The tour will stop at the Ryman Auditorium coming up on August the 13th. That show begins at 8 p.m. Our 5 o'clock hour gets set to start right about now.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
They're sick and tired of quality of life problems. They're sick and tired of gunfire.
Yeah, they call it Crisis Corner. But as of this morning, a North Nashville intersection may be improving. A breaking news update to the Nashville business raided and now padlocked. And we go this morning to Murfreesboro. Police. Fox 17 News, your Code Red station. We track severe weather.
Using our Code Red alerts up to 3 days in advance.
Warning you to weather that will impact your life.
Our forecast pinpoint a storm's path, showing when it will hit your neighborhood. That's where we already are. This low pressure system looks like it will be arriving in Brentwood at 4:15 on Wednesday.
Providing you the information needed to prepare and stay safe. Fox 17 News, your Code Red station. Alerts, empowers, protects. Fox 17 News, your Code Red station. We track severe weather.
Using our Code Red alerts up to 3 days in advance. This low pressure system looks like it will be arriving in Brentwood at 4:15 on Wednesday.
Providing you the information needed to prepare and stay safe. Fox 17 News, your Code Red station. Alerts, empowers, protects.
Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Your first line of defense when severe weather threatens. Warning you up to 3 days in advance.
So, when we call a Code Red weather alert,
know we're providing you with the information needed to prepare and stay safe.
You're watching Fox 17 WZTV Nashville.
The Fox 17 Code Red weather app, your first line of defense when severe weather threatens. Download the Fox 17 News Code Red weather app now.
You're watching Fox 17 WZTV Nashville. 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 You're watching Fox 17 WZTV Nashville.
Fox 17 News, your Code Red station. We track severe weather.
Using our Code Red alerts up to 3 days in advance.
Warning you to weather that will impact your life.
Our forecast pinpoint a storm's path, showing when it will hit your neighborhood. That's where we already are. This low pressure system looks like it will be arriving in Brentwood at 4:15 on Wednesday.
Providing you the information needed to prepare and stay safe. Fox 17 News, your Code Red station. Alerts, empowers, protects. Fox 17 News, your Code Red station. We track severe weather.
Using our Code Red alerts up to 3 days in advance. This low pressure system looks like it will be arriving in Brentwood at 4:15 on Wednesday.
Providing you the information needed to prepare and stay safe. Fox 17 News, your Code Red station. Alerts, empowers, protects.
Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Your first line of defense when severe weather threatens. Warning you up to 3 days in advance.
So, when we call a Code Red weather alert,
know we're providing you with the information needed to prepare and stay safe.
You're watching Fox 17 WZTV Nashville.
The Fox 17 Code Red weather app, your first line of defense when severe weather threatens. Download the Fox 17 News Code Red weather app now.
You're watching Fox 17 WZTV Nashville. 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 You're watching Fox 17 WZTV Nashville.
Fox 17 News, your Code Red station. We track severe weather.
Using our Code Red alerts up to 3 days in advance.
Warning you to weather that will impact your life.
Our forecast pinpoint a storm's path, showing when it will hit your neighborhood. That's where we already are. This low pressure system looks like it will be arriving in Brentwood at 4:15 on Wednesday.
Providing you the information needed to prepare and stay safe. Fox 17 News, your Code Red station. Alerts, empowers, protects. Fox 17 News, your Code Red station. We track severe weather.
Using our newscast, SWAT and law enforcement showed up to initiate the padlocking process. Andre Gibson, a Nashville native, has seen the crime in his backyard for decades now. He says enough is enough, and it's about time police did something.
Everybody in this community should be jumping for joy with me, because I grew up here. It ain't like I just transplanted to this area. I grew up on this very part of North Nashville.
Police say they've also gotten a search warrant for the F&B Mart off Clarksville Highway, which is under the same ownership as the Star Market there at that intersection that you see here. 44-year-old Bolas Bakhtor and 43-year-old Bassem Farag are now charged with money laundering, organized retail crime, and the attempted theft of property. Police say they were taking in stolen goods and reselling them. The market will remain shut down. That is pending a court hearing that's supposed to happen day after tomorrow, so that's coming up Thursday. And continuing coverage as we show you where the Star Market is located. I did mention it's right at the corner of Dr. D.B. Todd Jr. Boulevard and Buchanan Street, which you can see right here on your screen. This is in North Nashville, and it's also connected to another store that has also seen a lot of crime. We're talking about Northwest Liquors. It is important to point out, though, that Northwest Liquors was not raided yesterday, not involved in this police operation. But we'll continue to work on this story and keep you posted as more developments come in. And now on Fox 17 News this morning, a woman fed up after she says a delivery worker stole her TV. And she says nothing's being done about it. An interesting plot twist here as well this morning to a story that we've been following for you. And this week marks 80 years since D-Day. How veterans of the historic battle are commemorating this time.
Injured? Call Morgan & Morgan. For the people.
Tuesdays, music meets mayhem.
And immediately stolen right off of her porch, she says, by the men who delivered it. Well, since that all happened and it was caught on her doorbell camera, there's been another plot twist, you could say, in this story. All right, ever since we did the initial story, Walmart refunded her money. But now she's telling Fox 17 News that Walmart is trying to claim she never ordered the TV in the first place. So Fox 17 News has been trying to get to the bottom of what's going on here. This is the woman who we've been talking with, and this is the video that she had from her front porch in Old Hickory. The guys running back to their car with the TV that they were just supposed to have been dropping off. This was delivered by people who work for a company called Roadie. That's a subsidiary of UPS that Walmart uses. All right, so Christian Shearer is the woman who is involved in all this, and Ms. Shearer says that she called Walmart about it. At first they did nothing. They eventually gave her a refund and a $100 gift card, but now she says this is about justice.
It's not even about the money. That's done and over with. Now it's about getting justice for the guy who came on my property and insulted me on the phone, calling me a white privilege, because I just ordered a TV. So it's just like, You know, it's unfair that Walmart's not cooperating when they're the ones that hired this subsidiary.
So she's in Wilson County. Our Fox 17 News team reached out to the Wilson County Sheriff's Office, who tells us they are investigating and waiting for more information. By the way, so far, Rhodey, the subsidiary of UPS, and Walmart, neither of them have responded to us for comment. 5:11 is the time right now, and switching gears this morning, this week marks 80 years since D-Day. Veterans of that historic war, which turned the tides of World War II, are traveling to France to commemorate it. As we take a look here now, we know 80 years ago, the largest armada ever assembled reached Nazi-occupied France, and tens of thousands of our Allied troops landed by parachute and by ship on June 6th, facing heavy defenses on the beaches of Normandy. Well, now our U.S. veterans, some of them over the age of 100, are going back, this time with cheers from those hoping to keep their stories alive.
We did our job and we came home, and that's it. We never talked about it. I didn't. For 70 years, I didn't talk about it. I got the French Legion of Honor.
During their visit, they will join parades and visit schools to share their stories with students. We understand that President Biden is supposed to be in France this week to commemorate D-Day and deliver a speech while he's there. All of this comes as world leaders are navigating different wars throughout our globe. 5:12 is the time right now.
And coming up in your forecast, John, look at that. A little bit of fog out there, nothing too bad. It was the buckets upon wheelbarrows worth of rainfall we had yesterday. A few more of those storms possible later. We'll time them out.
Steer clear traffic looking good here on a Tuesday morning. We are crash free right now in the mid-state. Good morning. 5:15 is your time. New from the Wilson Post. The West Wilson Middle School is set to reopen for students after the devastating March 2020 tornado left that building in shambles. The ribbon cutting just happened this past Sunday. The school, West Wilson Middle, will officially welcome students back to class in August. I drive by that campus several times a week. It is beautiful to see what they've done in that rebuilding. And speaking of schools, they continue, many of them, to deal with rising cases of anti-Semitism, specifically on college campuses. Kayla Gaskins with the latest this morning on the growing issue across the nation.
One of New York City's most elite private schools in the spotlight this week for allegations of rampant anti-Semitism. A Jewish mother taking to Instagram, calling the Fieldston School in the Bronx a hotbed of Jewish hate.
If there's an incident of anti-Semitism, it needs to be reported.
Detailing her son's high school experience that allegedly included her kid being called an ethnic cleanser and colonizer, a teacher giving the middle finger to rabbis at an assembly, and a speaker at the school comparing Jews to Nazis. This institution educates New York's elite, including Paloma Hostin, the daughter of The View co-host Sunny Hostin, who is also making waves with a controversial social media post. The younger Hostin writing, "Now that I got my diploma, from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free," a phrase many Jews claim is anti-Semitic, viewing it as a call for the end to the state of Israel. The Daily Mail, reporting a source close to the situation, told them Paloma didn't know what the phrase meant when she posted it. The occupation has got to go. Meanwhile, after getting slammed from all sides for their response to the Israel-Hamas war, Harvard University announcing they will no longer take positions on hot-button social and political issues.
They try to please everyone and they end up pleasing no one. To take a stance on a political issue is to essentially tell folks within the college community that if you dissent from that stance, that you are misaligned with the mission and the values of the university.
Officials with the Foundation for Individual Rights and Expression say they hope other colleges and universities follow Harvard's lead. I'm Kayla Gaskins reporting.
Kayla, thank you. This week, President Biden is expected to announce an executive order that would try to help curb illegal immigration. The president's order would effectively shut down the border to asylum seekers crossing illegally Once a daily threshold is exceeded, that number, that threshold is 2,500 people. Now, Republicans and even some Democrats argue this is just an election year stunt, that the president could have and should have been doing more up until this point, and he's only trying to do something now because he wants to get a re-election. We'll monitor the story as it develops, and as soon as they make that announcement, we'll let you know. Right now, though, here at home, tracking the weather. Raining buckets last night in a lot of parts of Nashville, so we made it into the Folds of Honor celebrity softball game last night, and it was great.
And then it wasn't.
Well, we had a little bit of rain. There was a delay. So it's supposed to start at 6:30. I think they started maybe more like 8.
Yeah, it was about an hour and a half-ish delay.
Yeah, so Jelly Roll wasn't there. He was supposed to be there. He was like, you know, the big headliner.
But overall, still fun?
It was great.
Okay. See, there you go.
Let's see. Okay, so Charles Esten was there, which we know Esten. Ray Lynn, Bailey Zimmerman, Riley Green.
There you go.
Sam Hunt. Yeah. Riley Gaines.
So all in all, you just had to just deal with a little bit of it. You know what? That's, we're kind
and
of
you know what, Greg?
Florida, yeah.
Hey, it was packed.
Oh, I believe it. I believe it.
Jam-packed. It was great to see.
We're sticking around for them. That's just the beginning of a real long week, and maybe you're waking up with us here this morning because you're in town for the rest of this upcoming weekend. I'm going to work you through what you got to know for the weather so you can just enjoy everything that our city's got to offer for you. Taking a look, we don't have much going on with visibility. I'm watching a few areas that are getting real close to the viewing area out toward the Cumberland Plateau where a little bit of visibility has been going down. Nothing really bad, though. Taking a look here, we're all clear when it comes to code red. No rain right now. There'll be a few showers that do move in later this morning into early afternoon. We'll find those on future track for you. Temperatures are right side of your screen, but also 60s all morning. We'll be in the upper 70s to close to 80 degrees later on this afternoon. I do have a new look at future track for you coming up in a few, and we'll also talk CMA Fest into the upcoming weekend.
Still clear traffic gets you out and about to I-24 at Old Hickory Boulevard over in the Antioch area. You can see their traffic moving along really nicely. No big problems in either direction out there. Exactly what we want to see for this time of the day. Keep in mind, with the CMA Music Fest in town, or at least coming up here, there's going to be a lot of people in town who've never been here before, and they're not going to know how to navigate some of the roadways in and around Nashville, so please give them some space as you get out and about. Speaking of space, plenty of it there on 65 at Trinity Lane on the north side. This will bunch up and slow down in a big way later in the morning.
5:21 is the time, and happening now, we are taking a live look from First Horizon Ballpark this morning. We were just talking about the Folds of Honor celebrity softball match last night. It was such a great game and looking good here. Look how pretty it is. This is a live viewpoint from the right field entrance right behind the guitar scoreboard, and sun's out. Really pretty start to this Tuesday after a lot of rain last night. Now, I was curious as to whether they were actually going to play that charity softball game because of the rain and the damage it could have done to the fields, because starting tonight we've got a homestand for the Sounds. So the game did go off, and the Sounds will kick off a brand new homestand tonight. It is Tito's Tail Wagging Tuesday. In this home series, they're playing the Louisville Bats. Going to be a great week and part of CMA Fest here for the week as well. So Kevin Mumphrey, thanks so much for our live look out there this morning. The Metro Department of Law telling Metro City Council that they are paying $3 million to local artists. This money owed to artists by the city because of a dispute with the Metro Arts Commission, which is something we've been following for a little while now. Justin McFarland will explain more in minutes, and there's a lot going on in Music City this week. We are taking a live look from the Nashville.
5:24 is the time. For a few weeks now, we've been telling you about controversy involving the Metro Arts Commission. A few months ago, there was apparently some dysfunction on the Metro Arts Board, which meant that several of the artists that were supposed to get paid some of that grant money that the Metro Arts Department receives every year, they didn't get it. So now it's up to the law department to fairly pay out this money to so many artists who are in need. The law director says they're doing just that, but it's going to take a few minutes.
We are paying artists who may have been in the position where they said, we relied on this money, so we're paying them. We're paying them as long as it was approved by the commission in either July or August, the Arts Commission. So the vast majority of this is going to that. It will take a while to sort this out.
Now, the total is around $3 million worth of back pay that's going to go out to some of these local artists. In the meantime, they're telling us that the Metro Arts Commission is now under new leadership. They've appointed a brand new executive director. They're also coming up with new ways to hand out some of that grant money.
5:25, taking a look at a calm start to what's going to end up being a fairly active day in some spots. Later on today, it'll be very similar to what we had to deal with on our Monday, hit and miss showers and storms that develop this afternoon toward the evening. Many of us might not see a single drop of rain. Others of us may end up getting more than an inch or two of rain, kind of like yesterday. Here's our severe weather outlook for today. Marginal risk category 1 out of 5. That's going to be for the heavy rain that could come down, and also some wind, and maybe even a little bit of small size hail, but we're not worried about tornado threats or any widespread severe weather. So that's good news. For us going into the afternoon, though, there will be some showers that develop this morning. They pick up some decent rainfall. We get a little break early afternoon, bring in more showers and thunderstorms throughout the evening and into tonight. Sun goes away, heavier rain dies down with it, and then we'll reboot and do the same thing tomorrow. Morning hours, a couple of showers begin to fire, and then for the afternoon and evening, a few of those storms could give us some decent rainfall that do come down. So this is the pattern we're stuck in today and tomorrow. Then we'll get a little better on the drier side for Thursday with a much warmer day. Today and tomorrow, not that bad, low 80s, but then we're back up near 90 on Thursday before things get drier. Not much rain for the upcoming weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for all the stages we have for CMA Fest.
In some local news this morning, Tennessee State University is home away from home for hundreds of students from around the world. Now the university's commitment to its international student population is paying off. TSU recently placed 6th as the best value for HBCUs rankings for international students. That's according to Study Abroad Aid. TSU currently has over 220 international students representing around 40 different countries enrolled from around the world. Steer clear traffic this morning gets us out on the north side, 65 at Trinity Lane. We're going to tell you about anything else that could slow you down as you get back out there on the road. Also, we're taking a quick look over on our Facebook page this morning. We're seeing pictures of flooding.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Good morning. 5:30 is the time. Take a look at your screen. The man right here that you see is behind bars this morning, accused of inappropriately touching a woman at a downtown Nashville bus terminal. More on the issues happening with regards to WeGo. And a big overhaul for a Clarksville mall, plus some new stores coming to Governor's Square Mall. We'll get you updated on that in minutes.
And this is the week where Nashville says welcome to Miami. Yeah, we're stuck in a Florida weather pattern here, so we'll see how this stacks up and shakes out for how much rain we can see by the end of the week.
Oh, it's hot and it is humid. It feels like summertime is here. Greg, thank you, and thank you for joining us for Fox 17 News This Morning. I'm Jennifer Waddell. Erica is off. Let's get straight to our top stories. This half hour, we begin with Operation Crime and Justice. Metro Police have now charged a man with sexually assaulting a woman at the WeGo bus terminal downtown. The latest in a string of incidents involving our public transportation. The woman telling police that she was sitting at the terminal downtown when this man, Kenneth Bell Jr., touched her multiple times before exposing himself. Bell now faces a long list of charges, including sexual battery. We go to Clarksville this morning. New developments for Governor's Square Mall. Going to get a multi-million-dollar makeover and new businesses. It's like Extreme Makeover Mall Edition, all right? This mall will get upgrades to storefronts, signs, floors, and so much more. The outside of Governor Square Mall will be repaved in the parking lot, and they'll get some new landscaping. New businesses coming to Governor Square include a Dave & Buster's and an Aldi grocery store. Governor Square Mall says the renovation will be complete before the holiday shopping season. And for those of you who are in our area and you've been around for a little while, especially up in Montgomery County, Governor Square Mall is like it's a local landmark essentially. So get an upgrade, Greg.
Extreme Makeover Mall Edition. You know how big that bus would need to be?
Right.
a blimp cover.
Right.
Taking a look here. We did hit 90. We just mentioned heat and humid yesterday, or hot and humid, however you want to look at it. 90 degrees was the temperature. We're not going to be that warm today, but we're not done by any means. By the time we get into Thursday, we're going to crank it right back up near 90. Today we'll still be well into the 80s. The humidity is just going to be ramped up through the roof here, especially in the areas that get the downpours. You know what I mean if you've lived in the South or Mid-South for a while here, that when those storms move in, they don't last that long necessarily, maybe a few hours. But if you get a little sunshine right after them, it's like you're like in a wet sock kind of a feeling. That's how we're going to be. Florida-like patterns we mentioned for the next 2 days. Stray storms, heavy rainfall at times. I'm not worried about widespread severe weather, which is good. Overall, a good-looking weekend, Thursday through Sunday. All 4 days for CMA Fest. They're also going to be on the cooler side. We're going to be in the lower 80s, which is really nice this time of the year. But wind, heavy rainfall, and some small size hail. I'm not putting us in a code red weather alert, but we're watching these anyway. And this is what I mean by the summer storm pattern that we end up getting is going to continue to give us these heavier rain bands and also that wind. Strong storms cannot be ruled out, but they're not highly likely today.
Steer clear traffic. Let's get you out to I-24 at Harding Place. This is over in Antioch. That is where we've got very, very nice, smooth traffic out there for you. No big problems as you get out and about there this morning. We're looking really, really nice. Traffic patterns have been extremely light as of this week here because for a fact that a lot of people are going on vacation here or coming back from vacay. We're just dealing with lighter traffic patterns. Schools are out now, so the summer roll into town here is going to be a lot smoother than it can be during the school months. So we're looking good. If you need to get out and about, you're the first person to open up the door at your business in the morning. You're looking very nice.
Plot twist in the local story of a woman versus Walmart. She says she ordered a TV from Walmart only to have it stolen by the people who delivered it. She got her money back, but now she wants justice. Telling Fox 17 News reporter Karen Aguilar, Walmart claims she never ordered the TV in the first place. Karen is live to give us an update. Good morning.
Good morning, Jen. In a strange twist of events, Christina Shear tells me that Walmart told the Williamson County Sheriff's Office that they have no record of her ordering a TV from this Walmart right here behind me on Dickerson Pike, which she says is absolutely not true. She says that this screenshot, along with other records, proves that she did back in February and that what she wants after her TV was stolen right off her front porch is justice. Now, I want you to take a look at this video on your screen showing the day of the alleged theft. You can see that two men go up to her front porch of her Old Hickory home, take that TV and run it to their car. It was delivered by people from Rhodey, a subsidiary of UPS used by Walmart. Shearer says she called Walmart about it. They did nothing at first, but eventually gave her a refund and a $100 gift card. But she says that's not enough.
Like, it makes me wonder, what are you hiding? Or why, like, are you protecting that guy from serving justice? I mean, I was blown away when he told me that. I was just like, this is a joke, right? Like, this can't be the twist in the story.
I reached out to the Williamson County Sheriff's Office, who tells me that they are still investigating and waiting to gather more information. I also reached out to Walmart and Rhodey, and I haven't heard back yet. Reporting live here in Nashville, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Karen, thank you. 5:36. And still to come on Fox 17 News this morning, families of the Sandy Hook school shooting are taking aim at this man, Alex Jones, the owner of InfoWars, why he may be forced to dissolve that company. Good morning and welcome back into Fox 17 News this morning. 5:39 is your time. Getting a look at some national headlines this morning. Relatives of victims of the Sandy Hook elementary school shooting are now going after Alex Jones and his media company, InfoWars. They're asking a bankruptcy judge to liquidate InfoWars completely instead of letting Alex Jones reorganize it. Just yesterday, a judge allowed Alex Jones to keep operating for the next 2 weeks while a decision is made. Sandy Hook families, you may remember, won a $1.5 billion lawsuit against Alex Jones after he called the 2012 shooting a hoax. A liquidation ruling would mean that Jones has to sell his company and its assets, but he could still keep his home and other personal belongings. We'll keep an eye on that developing story for you. In the meantime, let's send it over to Greg Bobus in right now to get a check on the forecast.
Hey, good morning. Yeah, here we are waking up with temperatures on the right side of your screen that are muggy, and we are warm. We're in the 60s to right near 70. And yesterday we did it for the first time this year. We got to 8 o'clock for our sunset. Now, we obviously have the rain tracking through many areas around that time, but July 1st will be at 8:08 for our sunset, and then the sun will set on July 22nd at 7:59. That's our next time getting back before the 8 o'clock hour. So our longest daylight of the year is approaching here within the coming weeks. Enjoy it, soak it all in. Whenever it's not raining, enjoy those times, but no, you gotta have this too. We have some humidity, very muggy today and tomorrow. A little bit of relief Thursday into Friday, but it'll go right back up Saturday and Sunday. It's gonna be uncomfortable for just about every hour of the day. That includes the night times here for the next 4 or 5 days. Coming up, speaking of night times, a lot of concerts happening here. We got a real big weekend ahead, as we all know. You might be waking up because you came here for CMA Fest. We'll look at that forecast specifically for you.
Steer clear traffic at I-40 at Donaldson Pike as you get out there this morning. Let's take a look at that drive for the airport. Right at the exit, everyone. That's where you'll be able to see traffic getting off at a pretty good pace there. It travels in bunches. It does when you go out to the airport here. So you'll see a bunch of folks jumping off at the same time. Like 3 cars there, 8 cars, 10 cars, and then it'll be a lull. So right now we're looking at good traffic heading in. No major tie-ups there in that east side of town. As you make that drive out there, keep in mind, doing a lot of work out there at the airport. So if you haven't been in the last 2 to 3 months, give yourself more time. You're going to need it to find your way around.
542 is your time getting a big boost. How former President Trump's conviction ultimately is working in his favor right now. Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. It is 5:45. The Trump campaign documenting a massive fundraising haul since his conviction. Right now, the total for the former president's camp is $141 million in the month of May. And more than a third of that came in the 24 hours following Mr. Trump's conviction on fraud charges in New York. And interesting here, for about a quarter of the donors, 25% of the donors said it was their first time giving. President Biden's camp has not released their May numbers just yet. Also, another point worth noting here. According to the RNC co-chair, some of Mr. Trump's donations could be used to pay legal fees, which according to the RNC have so far racked up to about $30 million. Trading is back up and running at the New York Stock Exchange for this Tuesday. It had to be halted temporarily for some stocks just yesterday morning. In case you missed it, there was a technical issue on Wall Street. The glitch impacted the pricing information that is posted publicly, which, as you could imagine, would have a big impact on trading. The exchange did not give a full list of the impacted stocks, but Berkshire Hathaway was one of them. Its A-class shares plummeted 99% before trading was halted. They recovered those losses after trading resumed. Well, happening tonight, the Nashville Sounds return to First Horizon Ballpark for a homestand lasting the rest of the week. Our Fox 17 photojournalist Kevin Mumphrey is out there this morning from the right field entrance gate. This is where we went in last night for the Folds of Honor Celebrity Softball Tournament. It was a great night. Yes, it rained, and yes, thousands of people waited to watch it, including us, and it was so worth it. All the money raised last night goes 100% to the Folds of Honor, which creates scholarships for families and children of our service members. So great cause last night. They got the tarp off the field and got to play, and now it looks like they might have to dodge a few more showers perhaps today. But the Sounds are going to face off against the Louisville Bats. That is the minor league affiliate for the Cincinnati Reds. The game gets started at 6:35. It is a Tito's Tail Wagging Tuesday, so if you get a special ticket and you do all the work in advance, you can bring your dog to the ballpark. And then looking ahead, Friday night's game will be followed by Fox 17 Friday Night Fireworks. Looking forward to that. Let's get you updated on the weather from yesterday. I mentioned we and thousands of others waited out the storms at First Horizon Park, and man, it just dumped buckets around Nashville, creating flash flooding. This is the intersection just off Gallatin Road at Virginia Avenue in East Nashville. Thanks so much to Ace Coots, who shot this video and sent it in to us. Again, in East Nashville. Greg, I was noticing a lot of flash flooding around First Horizon Ballpark.
Big time. There's a little blip on the radar, quite literally, where there were 2 inches of rain in about an hour and a half.
You could tell.
and you went about 4 miles down the road and had almost nothing.
Right,
like,
right.
That's how it was. It's so crazy. But no, now we're talking about a few more showers and storms. Can't be ruled out. So we'll take a look here in the forecast of what we're seeing and how this is going to shake out for us. Right now, nothing coming down in Nashville. I will tell you by the end of the morning, our first raindrops of the day will be falling in spots. It's not going to be a day like we have seen over the last month where you get those lines of storms that move in and everyone gets rain. Not even close, but grab an umbrella in case, or maybe even just make sure you got some rain boots as you head out, because there are still going to be some areas that could get that quickly climbing water later on this afternoon. Everything else is summer attire once again. Temperatures going to be easily in the low to middle 80s this afternoon. Where do we start to get up and out the door? 67 degrees, your temperature at 6 o'clock. We'll be at 72 at 8 a.m. Those first rounds of weak showers and storms begin to track in throughout the next several hours, and then we'll continue to overspread late morning into early afternoon. You can see 9 a.m. goes all the way into the early afternoon. Look at that little gap, though. We'll get a first push of rain. We'll get an hour or two of some clearing, a little burst of sun. That'll wake up the atmosphere. Then these heavier downpours indicated by the reds and oranges that will track in throughout this evening and wrap up overnight. We'll do the same thing again tomorrow. We'll wake up with a couple of showers, we'll get a little break, and then we'll bring in another band of some storms that do settle in. There is no guarantee where these are going to fire. Whoever gets a little bit of sun, we'll see those wake up. Now, we're in a Category 1 for severe weather today, but we're not going code red, because if we did that every time we're in Category 1 in the summer, we'd be code red 90% of the summer. So we're going to do it situationally. Like today, I'm not worried about a tornado threat. I'm not worried about large size hail, but there could be a gust of wind or two here or there, and then definitely some localized flooding in those tiny pockets like we saw in a few spots yesterday. By Thursday, we'll turn off that rain for you, and we'll get a pretty good looking weekend ahead of us. 88, it'll still be hot on Thursday, but then 80 on Friday, and low 80s for Saturday and Sunday. A stray storm or two each day, but not nearly as active for the weekend as the beginning of this week has been so far.
Steer clear traffic gets us downtown to I-40 at Broadway. This is where you're making your drive this morning, jumping off, headed out to several things, depending on where you need to go. Midtown, West End, headed down over towards Vanderbilt. This is an exit that a lot of people would use. And of course, you can jump off here and go towards downtown Nashville right over that way. We're doing fine out there. No major tie-ups here in either direction as we get started here. Let's talk about I-40 at Fester's Lane. One disabled vehicle right here on the shoulder, but it is moved all the way over there, so you're in good shape coming in from the east side. We're accident free as we get you out the door just before 6.
At 5:51, one of the most active volcanoes in the world, the Kilauea volcano in Hawaii, just started erupting yesterday. Let's take a look here at some of the video coming in this morning from the U.S. Geological Survey. The Hawaiian Volcano Observatory says this eruption is on the southern side of the mountain in an area that last erupted about 50 years ago. Officials say it does not pose an immediate threat to people or infrastructure. The main hazard during this eruption is going to be volcanic gas, which reacts with the atmosphere to create this type of smog known as VOG. And the VOG can then create health problems, sometimes for people, but mainly for animals, and can certainly impact plants. Learning what not to do from some... Good morning and welcome into Fox 17 News this morning. Time right now 5:55 and a live look into downtown. Looking good here to start your Tuesday. It is June 4th. We've got the rain that has moved out from last night, and if you didn't get rain yesterday, you might get some today. Greg is back and he's tracking the chance for some pop-up showers yet again. That typical, you'll hear them refer to it as like a garden variety summer thunderstorm. That's kind of what we're looking at. So we'll get you more details here in just a couple minutes. Right now, though, take a look at this. A couple of black bears ransacking a campsite at the Oakland Zoo. Now, this is a demonstration set up to teach people who are at the zoo how to avoid confrontations with bears in the wild. So the bears that took part in this demonstration actually have a checkered history themselves, you could say. They got rounded up and put into the zoo after breaking into a house and injuring a woman who was trying to chase them out. So they're essentially on like home confinement now. They've got to live at the zoo because they were bad actors. Just doing what they do. Greg, that tickled me. Great advice. You know, if you're going to be out camping this summer, anywhere to secure your food.
I mean, they got to eat too. And that's the easiest meal of their day right there.
And by the way, like, don't leave it in your car.
Oh, no.
Like, securing your food doesn't mean go put it in your car, because they'll get it there.
They will get whatever they want to get to try to make it work out. And if you're trying to get downtown here for any of the days of CMA Fest, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we've got differences in temperature day to day and also rain chances that are going to be there for a couple days. But overall, the weekend looks good. It's going to be hot on Thursday. Know that. Heat and humidity both there. The chance for a pop-up storm can't be ruled out. Can't rule out one going into Saturday as well. Look at how low the percentages are. Do not worry about widespread activity. Do not worry about anything that might last more than just a quick pop-up storm. We will get a little bit better Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, only in the lower 80s. So this time of the year, that's not a bad outlook here as we've already flipped that calendar into June.
Steer clear traffic gets us out to I-24 at Waldron Road as you make that drive in from the Laverne area out there in Rutherford County. We're looking really nice. This is an area that can really bunch up a little bit later with a lot of congestion. We're just not seeing it yet here this morning. We're expecting this entire picture to change as we get into our 6 o'clock hour. Just not seeing it right now. Same can be said for the few miles in front of this going into Antioch around Bell Road and the Hickory Hollow area there. We're expecting traffic again to back up there too and cause a slowdown. But right now we're still under an hour getting in from Murfreesboro. We're going to give you full drive times for the rest of the city coming up in a few.
Right now in consumer headlines, Spotify is raising prices, joining a long list of other, subscription channels doing the same thing. The streaming music service expected to email you about the changes. The premium plans will cost more. Spotify's individual plan going up from $10.99 a month to $11.99 a month. Now listen, I know you might be thinking it's just $1, but don't you feel like everybody's just nickel and diming you right now? And then there are certain other plans that are going up $2 a month. The family plan, so if you have a Spotify family plan, that's going up $3 a month. Spotify has been trying to, as you might imagine, boost its own margins. They're just trying to make more money by lowering how much they're spending on marketing and laying people off and then charging you more. At 5:58, Toyota has issued a safety recall for more than 100,000 vehicles. The company says there is a possibility that machining debris was not cleared from engines during production. That could lead to engine knocking and a loss of power while you're driving. This recall impacts 2022 through 2023 models of the Toyota Tundra and the Lexus LX. If you have one of the vehicles impacted, you will be notified. The company currently working on a fix. And today is Tuesday. It is June 4th. It's also National Cheese Day. Cheesy foods like maybe a grilled cheese or some pizza or just good old mac and cheese might be something that you eat to celebrate today. Die-hard cheese fans already had the chance back in March to celebrate it when the 2024 World Championship Cheese Contest was held, and you might have guessed it, Wisconsin. All right, maybe get out today and enjoy maybe you just want a string cheese. That's what I had this morning. I had a little string cheese. Okay, 6 o'clock on the dot right now. Let's get our 6 o'clock hour kicked off now.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
And a very good Tuesday morning to you right now on Fox 17 News. A North Nashville business raided, padlocked, called a public nuisance. Why police say 2 owners are now facing charges. And some parts of Nashville dealing with flooding overnight. Flash flooding. We'll take a look at more of your video and pictures from around Nashville.
I have an update on the story we first brought you about a woman who got her Walmart TV stolen from her front porch. We reported that she had a happy ending, and now there's a twist. Stay with us to hear the details.
Good morning to you. Thanks for starting your day with us here on Fox 17 News this morning. I'm Jennifer Waddell. Erica is off. Let's get right to our top story this hour, and it is breaking news coming to us from Nashville Electric Service, currently reporting 487 customers without power. Now, one of the reasons we believe there are a couple of clusters of outages is we got word that a transformer may have exploded at the intersection of Johnston and 16th. This is right near MLK Junior Magnet High School. We do have a crew swinging by that location right now just to check things out and see what we can find out. And just as soon as we do, we'll bring you a breaking news update live through 9.
And the people that live here should be able to go to their store, purchase items without having to be in fear of getting shot, robbed, in some cases raped.
Listening to that neighbor, you could understand why people called the particular intersection Crisis Corner. Making headlines this morning, the owners of the North Nashville business, now raided and padlocked, are in custody. Star Market in North Nashville, labeled a public nuisance. You watched this live right here as breaking news on our show yesterday morning. Neighbors say they have seen it all over the course of years, including drug deals, prostitution, thefts, assaults. And around 6 o'clock yesterday morning, live on the air, we saw law enforcement move in to padlock the market. Andre Gibson, a Nashville native, has been watching this for decades. He says enough is enough, and it's about time police came in and did something.
Everybody in this community should be jumping for joy with me, because I grew up here. It ain't like I just transplanted to this area. I grew up on this very part of North Nashville.
And interestingly enough, police also got a search warrant for a completely different store, the F&B Mart off Clarksville Highway. The reason they got a warrant for that store is because it's under the same ownership. So the two men arrested at the Star Market also own F&B. We're talking about Bolas Bakhtor, who was 44, and Bassem Farag, who was 43. Those two men are now charged with money laundering, organized retail crime, and attempted theft. The market will remain shut down pending a court hearing that's supposed to happen this Thursday. Over on Twitter, we've asked if you think Metro's district attorney should have acted faster to padlock the Star Market. And right now, 88% of you say yes. We've got this poll up and going right now over on our Fox Nashville Twitter account. It's called X now. Just in case you're new to the game, X is called Twitter. If you want to vote in the poll and even perhaps leave us a comment, scan the QR code right there on your screen. In case you missed it last night, parts of Nashville had to deal with flash flooding. Storms that popped up yesterday came in fast and furious, dumping in some places 2 inches of rain in a very short amount of time. Chelsea Mubarak, thank you so much, and good morning to you, Chelsea. She sent us this video of flooding in East Nashville, her home over on Fairwind Avenue. Said it felt like things were just floating away from her backyard. And we know a lot more of you experienced that. Thanks for sending in your pictures and videos. Let's check with Greg now and find out whether we could be in for another round of that today.
Yeah, we could be. Here's the thing. We're not going to know where it's at till it develops, just like yesterday. These storms are going to fire afternoon toward the evening especially. And then when they do, they could just sit there and get stuck and give us situations like that later today. So if the rain does start coming down, it starts getting heavier and heavier, check the Code Red weather app. Never walk through or drive through any moving water because it can quickly stack up on you here. It was almost like a river in some spots, just going across the street, trying to make it from point A to point B. Localized flooding and wind cannot be ruled out today. Right now, not much happening downtown. A few peaks of some sunshine trying to burst through. We're going to keep it all clear for Code Red. I'm not concerned about severe weather that could be widespread. Could there be a strong storm or two with wind and hail? Yes, but not highly likely. It really would be more of the rain's influence on already saturated ground we're working with here. 72 degrees right now in Nashville. There's a couple clouds. Not bad. Rain chances ramp up a little bit later this morning into the afternoon. Temperatures will kind of get muffled a little bit by then. Yesterday we hit 90 degrees. Today we'll go for high temperatures that will make it in the low 80s right in the middle of the afternoon.
Let's get to your steer clear traffic this morning as we want to take a live look outside at I-65 at Trinity Lane here on the north side. We're looking really nice so far with your drive. Some slight slowdowns as you make that drive in, but that is all. Slight slowdowns is as much as we can deal with here. No major crashes that are slowing you up. That is certainly great news. Not here on the north side, neither anywhere else. Take a look here. This is going to be I-40 at Fesser's Lane. Okay, we've got some activity here on the shoulder as a couple of cars are getting together to try and get this disabled vehicle out of the way. Give them some room there at the exit ramp there at I-40 near Fessler's. Hopefully they'll be done soon.
6:06 right now, and we have a local woman who says she is going up against a giant. She lives in Wilson County and says she ordered a TV from Walmart only to have it stolen by people who she says were there to deliver the TV. She's got the receipt from Walmart. She has video from her front porch where this all happened. And she tells Fox 17 News reporter Karen Aguilar now that Walmart is trying to claim she never ordered the TV in the first place. And now, Karen, this woman says she just wants justice. Good morning.
Good morning. That's right. It's a strange twist of events, and she just wants justice, as you mentioned. She's had a very, very rough time, even getting reimbursed for her TV in the first place, and now she has to deal with the fact that she says that Walmart told the Williamson County Sheriff's Office that there is no record of that TV ever being ordered from this Walmart right here behind me on Dickerson Pike. And of course, just to reiterate, she says that it's not true. And she says that this screenshot, along with other records, prove just that. So you can imagine how frustrated she is after having to go through all this trouble, including having that Walmart TV stolen right from her front porch, and all of it captured on her Ring camera. Take a look at your screen. You can see that two men pick up that Walmart TV and then run it back to their car. And then afterwards, you can just see that it is being pointed out, and you can see that this happened back in February. It was delivered by people from Rhodey, a subsidiary of UPS used by Walmart. Shear says she called Walmart about it. They did nothing at first, but eventually gave her a refund and a $100 gift card. But now she says that's not enough, and she just wants justice. And Jen, you might remember that this comes after she called someone at Walmart and they insulted her on the phone. So, I mean, this is just a very, very interesting turn of events, and we're trying to get some answers for her. So I reached out to the Williamson County Sheriff's Office to find out what they're doing about this, and as of now they say they're still investigating and waiting to get a little more information. I also reached out to Walmart and Rhodey to get a comment on this, and I haven't heard back yet. Reporting live here in Nashville, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
6:09 right now, paying top dollar for
11 is the time, and for several months the Metro Police Department has requested brand new tasers. And by the way, these tasers are not cheap. They want to upgrade from what they're using now. It's called the Taser 7 to something called the Taser 10. And the difference between the two models are around $9.2 million over the next 5 years. Now, Metro Police say that the tasers, the new ones, will be much more effective than what they're using now.
New model, the Taser 10, the reason they call that is because it contains 10 darts. So if I happen to miss, one hits, one misses, then I just fire another dart and it will make the connection. So with the other models, you used to have to change the cartridge off. The Taser 7, the one we currently use, there are two on one device, but they're set up, the spread on those are set up differently, so it's not exactly the same as having 2 bites at the apple. But this is essentially, you have 10 chances to get good placement. So
The full Metro Council will need to vote on the brand new taser along with the rest of the $3.2 billion budget before the end of the month.
Coming up in your forecast, we're dry for right now, but we're not done with the rain. 2 more rounds of deluges worth of rain for some. Who has the best chance to see that coming your way?
Plus, I-40 at Fester's Lane, a couple of disabled vehicles on the shoulder. Give them a little space out there as they continue to work.
Good morning and welcome back into Fox 17 News. It is 6:15. In the high cost of homelessness, Hermitage business owners are working to keep homeless people off their property after a huge encampment closed in January. Now, Metro says they offered housing to everybody who lived in that homeless camp. But a lot of folks living in that area say the problem continues. The owner of the Hermitage Golf Learning Center, Steven Cisco, has been working here for 23 years. And he walked us through the woods on that property. You can see for yourself what he is experiencing. Cisco says the city mandated them to clean up the property and clear the people out. He says a lot of the trash from the old encampment made its way down the creek. Metro Councilman Jordan Huffman, who represents this district, says local businesses should not be responsible for having to clean up these encampments that the city allows. Listen to what he has to say.
The city is definitely doing what it can. However, we are currently running out of the federal grant that was given to us a couple of years ago. I know that the Office of Homeless Services is exploring other options for federal grants.
Yeah, imagine you're a homeowner or a business owner and there's a homeless encampment that sets up on your property, even though you don't want it there, and the city won't force them off and nobody makes them leave, and then the city comes in and tells you you have to clean it up. That's what's happened here. Huffman says everybody who did live in this encampment off Andrew Jackson Parkway was ultimately offered housing, but he emphasizes the city has got to do more to get these places cleaned out, and then get the people living in them the help that they need. New images from over the weekend, new this morning as fire departments put out a fire in Millersville. They went to this house just off Williamson Road. Goodlettsville Fire Department saying that nobody got hurt. Nashville, White House, and Millersville fire personnel all had to get this fire under control. Mind you, one of the reasons that they had to have help in Millersville is because of the drama that has unfolded involving the fire department there, where pretty much everybody but one firefighter quit after drama within city leadership. Happening tonight, the Nashville Sounds come back home for a week-long homestand at First Horizon Park, and this does coincide with CMA Fest. So much happening in Nashville this week. Our photojournalist Kevin Mumphrey out there live this morning, drying up this morning after the deluge last night. I mean, see the parking garage on the right there? That's at the right field entrance. We were in that parking garage last night with hundreds of other people waiting for the rain to stop so we could go watch the Folds of Honor celebrity charity softball game. The Sound's going to face the Louisville Bats starting tonight. That is the minor league affiliate of the Cincinnati Reds. The game gets started at 6:30. It's a Tito's Tail Wagging Tuesday. If you want to take your dog, make sure you go to the Sound's website so you can fill out the proper paperwork and have a great time. Looking ahead, we have Friday night, a Fox 17 fireworks Friday night. So great Friday night on tap. Plus, we've got a Dolly and Reba 2024 t-shirt. I think that's being given away Saturday night. So always a lot of fun to be had over there at the ballpark.
And you mentioned Tail Wagging Tuesday.
Yeah.
So thank goodness that wasn't yesterday, or there might have been some dogs floating down the street, because that water was rushing so hard right around the ballpark.
Stinky little dogs out in the rain. Got a wet,
Yeah, that's a bath kind of late night right there. Taking a look here. We'll meet our dog of the day right now. Maybe you are going to try to wrangle up your four-legged friend and go out there. I can't guarantee you we stay dry tonight. We'll talk through that. But here's our dog of the day, Puppa, sent in by Dawn and Leon from Hartsville. And there will be some wet paws out there depending upon where you live, because if you know You have that rain that came down yesterday. You know we're probably still dealing with some wet ground here to kick off the beginning of today. You could always, though, check out the forecast on Fox17.com. You can also get the Fox 17 Code Red weather app that'll help with some storms that move in later. Dog walking forecast is not a guarantee to be dry as we go into the afternoon. It's not going to rain all day everywhere either. There'll be pop-up showers and storms very much so like yesterday. How do you submit your dog of the day? You go to my Facebook page, meteorologist Greg Bobus. It's the pinned post at the top, and you can do just what Dawn and Leon did. Send us in your photo. Let us know where you're from, and you can see your dog right here on Fox 17 News this morning. As far as the 7-day forecast goes, well, it's not the world's best or worst. Not a great pool day. Please watch out for dark clouds moving in. There could be some decent lightning with a few of these small soakers that move through. We'll take a look at Future Track next half hour. It's a new look at it before we even get to 7 o'clock. So we'll make sure you know everything and put all the pieces together, because there are a lot of moving parts, not just with the rain chances, but also with temperature. Yesterday we hit 90, today 84, even cooler tomorrow, and we're back up near 90 again on Thursday, and we'll work our way through our weekend. CMA Fest mainly trending to be dry.
Steer clear traffic. Let's get you out to I-40. This is going to be I-40 at Fessler's, just east of downtown. All right, TDOT has gotten there to help out some drivers there on the shoulder of the road trying to get their car started and moving again. So if nothing else, that TDOT truck will help give them some cover as they operate there on the shoulder. You can see them and all the cars having to move over one. Before they got there, they were arriving right here. So, you know, that's no good. So that's what's going on there. Here are your overall drive times right now. Hendersonville, 27 minutes. Murfreesboro, just over an hour.
Right now at 6:21, opening statements kicking off today. In Hunter Biden's federal gun trial, a jury of 12 seated just yesterday. They got that jury selection out of the way pretty quickly. Now let's talk about what we're going to see today. This is the first time in U.S. history that the child of a sitting president is on trial. Hunter Biden accused of lying to a federally licensed gun dealer when buying a gun as a drug user in 2018. He is pleading not guilty. His lawyers call this political. And an update this morning. We go just down the road a few hours to Atlanta, where Atlanta is in a state of emergency as water main breaks have left thousands of people with no water or under a boil water advisory. Atlanta's mayor announcing that the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers will get there today to work on a solution. Folks living and working in this area that you see in red where it says impacted area, it's all of Atlanta, and they're so frustrated because they say city leaders have given no timeline as to when service might be restored. Since the first major break that happened Friday, several new water main breaks have cropped up, and that is typical, but the city is blaming century-old infrastructure. Remember those fraternity brothers who lifted the U.S. flag during a pro-Palestinian protest? Well, they're about to get a... It is 6:25 right now, and taking a look at national headlines this morning. A concert that's going to celebrate fraternity brothers who defended the U.S. flag from pro-Palestinian protesters is now in the planning stages. We have some social media updates showing members of several University of North Carolina fraternities that were holding up the U.S. flag during the protest on campus last month. A GoFundMe set up to throw those fraternity brothers a, quote, rager of a party. That GoFundMe finally shut down after earning more than $500,000. Nashville-based country singer John Rich of the duo Big and Rich also offering to perform at that party. So, how are things shaping up? Well, organizers say this event is set for Labor Day. It'll be invite only and free for everybody who is invited and shows up. So, unless you get the official invite, don't try to go crash the party. Sports headlines this morning. Novak Djokovic winning the 4th round of the French Open, but an injury could keep him from advancing. The world #1 and defending champion up against Francisco Ronaldo of Argentina yesterday, winning in 5 sets. That is his record 370th win in a Grand Slam match, but the 37-year-old played through a right knee injury and said he is not sure whether he'll be healthy enough to play in tomorrow's quarterfinals. All right, coming back here at home in the Mid-State and Southern Kentucky, muggy meter for today. All right, and it's Tuesday. For today, yeah, it's going to be muggy. But the good news is not oppressive. You might have felt like yesterday was kind of oppressive. It was definitely hot and humid, and then the storms fired off. We could see more of that today, and then the humidity ramps up a little bit more tomorrow for your hump day. But look as we get into CMA Fest Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Looking just a bit humid, and actually Greg says the temperatures are going to cool off just a tad as we get into Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So great news for CMA Fest and anything else that you have going on outside. We'll check in again on your full forecast in minutes. Right now, though, let's see what's happening in steer clear traffic.
All right, steer clear traffic takes us over to I-24 at Bradley Parkway. You can see it for yourself. Traffic over there moving along really nicely. No big slowdowns there at Bradley Parkway in the Antioch area. However, the same cannot be said a little further down the road. By the time you get over to this location, this is I-24 Waldron Road back in Laverne. Things have slowed down quite a bit, making that drive in. So right now, the drive time from Murfreesboro into downtown Nashville is just over an hour out there. So keep that in mind as you make that drive in. You can try to use Murfreesboro Road as a good way to steer clear. Nolensville Pike can also help you out there from that south and east side.
Crime near WeGo bus terminals or even on buses continuing to be in the headlines right now. The man you see right here on your screen now facing charges on a WeGo bus.
Lots of people don't realize that mold feeds off moisture in their crawl space. But don't worry, we got this.
At AFS, we'll do a home inspection for free.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
6:31 right now on Fox 17 News This Morning. The man on your screen accused of harassing a woman at the WeGo downtown bus terminal. The new charges filed as of this morning. And a mall makeover. We're going to take you to Clarksville, where the Governor's Square Mall is getting a facelift, and tell you what's new in the works. Plus, a live look into downtown Nashville to kick off your Tuesday. It is June 4th. We'll tell you how we're going to try to track some pop-up storms. And when I say try to track, these are going to be the ones that seem to pop up out of nowhere, but we'll do our best to get you prepared here for your day. Thanks so much for joining us for Fox 17 News This Morning. Glad to be here for you. I'm Jennifer Waddell. Erica's off. Let's get straight to our top story this half hour. It is an operation in crime and justice where a man in Nashville is now charged after a situation at the WeGo bus terminal downtown, the latest in a string of problems that have happened in or around WeGo bus terminals or stations. We have a woman telling police that the man you see here on your screen touched her at the downtown bus terminal before exposing himself. This is Kenneth Bell Jr. He's facing multiple charges, including sexual battery. And this morning, we return to the story of a Wilson County woman who ordered a TV from Walmart only to have it taken away, stolen, she says, by the delivery guys who were supposed to put it on her front porch. Well, she says, as we documented, she did get her money back, but now it's about more than that. Fox 17 News reporter Karen Aguilar joining us live with the latest twist in this story. Good morning.
Good morning, Jen. Can you imagine getting your Walmart TV stolen from your front porch, not resting until you get a refund, finally getting a refund, and on top of that, a $100 gift card, thinking you have a happy ending, but then there's a twist? Well, that's exactly what Christina Shear tells me is happening to her. She tells me that Walmart told the Williamson County Sheriff's Office that there is no record of that TV ever being ordered at this Walmart right here behind me on Dickerson Pike. Now, as you might remember, I had previously mentioned that Rhodey, a subsidiary of UPS, is the one that picked up that Walmart TV from this Walmart and delivered it to her old Hickory home. And that's when she says back in February, she took a look at her Ring camera and noticed that the TV that was no longer on the front porch had been stolen by two men. In that video, we saw that those two men went out of their car, picked up that TV, and took it back to their car. And since then, even though Walmart has been able to refund her, give her a gift card, and all of these things. She says she hasn't been able to really get any peace because there still hasn't been justice. And she's even wondering why Walmart decided to lie to the Williamson County Sheriff's Office. Listen.
Like, it makes me wonder, what are you hiding? Or why, like, are you protecting that guy from serving justice? I mean, I was blown away when he told me that. I was just like, this is a joke, right? Like, this can't be the twist in the story.
I reached out to the Williamson County Sheriff's Office to try to get some answers, and they tell me that they are still investigating and they're waiting to get more information before they can get back to us completely with everything that we need to know to have those questions answered. I also reached out to Walmart and Rhodey, and we haven't heard back yet. Reporting live here in Nashville, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
6:35 our time, taking a look here at your forecast, getting moving here on a Tuesday, and not much happening yet. Right side of your screen, current temperatures are in the 60s and 70s. We had yesterday's late day showers and thunderstorms, and a few more waves of those are possible today. Lightning, not really going to be a big thing for the morning hours. The afternoon, though, there could be some heavier downpours, some wind and lightning associated with those. CMA Fest, the big question is, when you start up a week like this, we're going to keep the trend going, or we're going to get some decent weather. And things actually do look pretty nice for the weekend itself. Have to get through today and tomorrow, though. Taking a look, our South Nashville camera, even a little bit of sunshine hitting the skyscrapers here this morning. That's going to change. We will bring in some rain later today, but for right now, there's not much on radar. We've had a couple showers try to make it into our southwestern counties. They've been failing, which we'll take for right now. We're all clear for code red. However, one or two of these stray storms could be on the stronger side. Heavy rainfall, hail, small size hail, and a few gusts of wind can't be ruled out.
Steer clear traffic. Let's get you out to I-24 Waldron Road. This is down in Rutherford County. You can see there traffic is moving along despite the fact we do have some congestion starting to build down there as you make that drive in from Rutherford County. We are dealing with a crash not here but further south. Let's take you down to Spring Hill in that particular community. We're dealing with a slowdown on 65 as you approach 840 there. Slow down in both directions. Drive time about an hour. You can use Highway 431 right here. That's the best way to steer clear.
6:36 right now. New developments for Clarksville. Governor Square Mall will be getting a multi-million-dollar makeover and several new businesses. I guess just when you thought maybe the mall was dead. No. This one's getting upgrades to the stores, the signs, the floors, and a lot more. Even the outside of the mall will be repaved, and they'll get some new landscaping. New businesses coming to Governor Square include a Dave & Buster's, an Aldi grocery store. The renovation should be done in time for the holiday shopping season. The end of an era for Wheel of Fortune. What's next? After Pat Sajak hands over the wheel. Text. Welcome into Fox 17 News this morning at 6:39. Keeping an eye on some breaking news in international headlines. South Korea's military now says it will resume all military activities along the demarcation line. That is what separates the two Koreas. This announcement comes just hours after South Korea's president approved a decision to suspend a military agreement with North Korea. Now, last week, you may remember, and we reported on this, North Korea sent hundreds of balloons filled with trash over the border to the south in retaliation. And now South Korea says, again, they will now put military in position along what has been known as that line of demarcation. So we'll monitor that breaking news story for updates through 9 a.m. In the meantime, we're going to take a hard right here and talk about the end of an era for Wheel of Fortune. This Friday marks Pat Sajak's final show. He's 77 years old. He announced he was going to retire about a year ago, so it's been a long goodbye. This week's theme for the show is Thanks for the Memories. Pat Sajak has been with Wheel of Fortune for 4 decades. Vanna White will continue turning letters. Ryan Seacrest will take over for Pat Sajak next season, in addition to hosting American Idol. And for those of you who did not know the little Nashville connection, Pat Sajak used to be a news anchor right here in Nashville.
We're all about curious questions and facts here sometimes. Especially this half hour, Jensen. We'll get to mine momentarily.
Okay.
But that is a fun fact. Some people, obviously, that are brand new to town would have never really known that. So here we go. A couple knowledge bombs for you here at 6:40 in the morning. Code red threat level is going to be right there in the all clear for us. We have no code red weather to worry about, but our summer storm pattern is settling in. And for us, that means three things typically happen with all these stronger storms that do fire. First of all, they're always isolated to scattered in nature, hard to pinpoint where they're going to be. So it's all about timeline of when they can pop up and then just navigating through as they do develop. Stray strong storms, though, typically heavy wind, I should say heavy rainfall, quite a bit of wind, not always necessarily severe weather standards for wind, but wind nonetheless, and then small size hail. All three of those are possible today. We had some flooding in some areas yesterday. We could have 1 or 2 spots of some flooding later today as well. So my curious question, how much of the Sahara Desert is covered with sand? 25%, 40%, 75%, or 90% of the desert is covered with sand? We'll have the answer for you coming up in about 5 minutes.
Steer clear traffic gets us out and about this morning to I-40 at White Bridge Road coming in from West Nashville. Traffic comes and goes in this area. There's times where it's heavy, then there's times where it lightens up. So we're starting to see those pockets develop. Right now, this is a lighter pocket coming in there from West Nashville. So heads up on that. No heavy things are getting in your way, at least not from this direction. We do want to take you south of town. That's where we are dealing with a bit of a crash that has slowed things up in a significant way. Here on I-65 as you approach 840, we do have a crash that is affecting traffic in both directions here. You can see the long red line going south and the yellow line going northbound into town. So if you've got business down in this area, you may want to take Highway 431 here, Highway 31 here if you're trying to get in and out of Spring Hill or Columbia. This is going to be a significant slowdown. We'll try to get more details and we'll pass them along as soon as we do.
Justin, thank you. 6:43 is the time.
17 News at 9.
Welcome back into Fox 17 News this morning. It is 6:45. I want to describe what we're looking at here. This is a live look from the federal courthouse in Wilmington, Delaware, where opening arguments will begin this morning in Hunter Biden's gun trial. This is the president's son who is facing several felony counts. And we know that the jury got seated pretty quickly yesterday. So that's all wrapped up. And again, the opening arguments begin today. This could go pretty quickly. I've been watching a lot of the legal experts weighing in on it. And so we'll monitor things for you as we see any major developments here from Delaware. We'll check back in live through 9. Let's talk about the weather here at home. Did you get stuck in some of those downpours yesterday? Man, oh man. Flash flooding in a lot of parts of Nashville. This is an intersection just off Gallatin Road. Thanks so much to Ace Coons, and good morning to you, Ace. He shot this video at the intersection of Burris and Virginia Avenue in East Nashville. The road underwater, people's yards underwater. Thankfully this morning, most of this has already subsided as this was flash flooding. Well, with the school year now winding down and summer vacations on the horizon, a lot of people have their sights set on rest and relaxation. But flying to your upcoming destinations could cost you even more this summer. Here's Jackie Ibanez with the latest.
I'm excited about kicking off the summer.
But according to airline industry experts, that excitement could burst as many travelers gear up for summer vacations. The International Air Transport Association is warning the cost to fly is expected to continue rising.
You never get them in low prices or discount prices.
At the trade association's annual meeting Monday in Dubai, officials highlighted factors behind the surge, including stubborn global inflation that's been high since the COVID-19 pandemic. Jet fuel prices, which account for about a third of all airline expenses, also remain steep. Officials say there's also not enough new aircraft being built. The lack of supplies is forcing many airlines to use older planes that burn more fuel. It's also preventing airlines from expanding routes to lower prices. Willie Walsh, Director General of the IATA, says in part, quote, "The airlines will continue to do everything they can to keep costs in control, but I think it's unrealistic to expect that airlines can continue to absorb all of the costs." This comes as air travel numbers have rebounded since 2020.
It is wonderful to see the terminals full again.
Still, higher prices are forcing some travelers to make compromises.
It has gone up a lot. This was not our original destination, but we chose here because it was cheaper.
Officials estimate there will be nearly 5 billion global travelers on airplanes this year. Jackie Ibanez, Fox News.
Hey, take a look at this. When an alligator is just too big to budge, you got to bring in the heavy machinery. This is in a community in Texas where the Public Works Department had to get called in to use this big old grapple truck to help get animal control and a 12-foot gator out of a ditch. Man, oh man, is that thing big. Look at the tail on that gator. This is in Mont Belvieu, Texas.
Oh boy. Look at that.
That to me, Greg, is a first. I don't think I've ever.
No, I've never watched it. I've never seen this before. They can keep it. Jen, I was out on for a few days. And with the amount of food that was being given to me, I feel like I need that crane to get out of bed in the morning. Things just don't fit as great as they did.
To push you out, roll you out a little bit. Well, welcome back.
Oh, it's great to be back. And hopefully I've got more good news than bad news. We'll break it all down. We have the answer to our curious question first, and then we'll dive into the forecast itself. So, the Sahara Desert. How much of the Sahara Desert, and they call it the world's largest desert, which is also not true, is covered with sand? 25%, 60%, 75%, or 90% of the desert is covered with sand. I know, right?
You want me to guess now?
Sure, go for it.
A.
A?
That's my guess.
You're right. The Sahara Desert actually has areas of lagoons, lakes, mountains.
Rather beautiful, actually.
Tropical areas.
If you look at some of the pictures.
Right? but you never think that because you hear desert and you think that that means that, no, the definition of desert, go look that up. I don't got time for it. But no, really.
That's a whole other forecast.
That's a week's worth of questions right there. Taking a look, future track, not showing us much on as far as the radar right now. This is overblowing it, but it gives us a good idea of what's going to happen this afternoon. We will have some showers that do develop. There's a few right down the Lawrenceburg area, really light, that are trying to hold together, that just keep fizzling. But here's 9 a.m. going into the afternoon hours. 3 p.m. takes us toward the evening. Just like yesterday, these clusters are going to develop. They're going to have some heavy rainfall at times, and they could give us some isolated flooding. We're not heavily concerned about any widespread severe weather, which is good, but there could be some gusty wind along with that heavy rainfall and the potential for a little bit of hail. So this is morning into the afternoon, with the best chance for the heaviest rain being the second half of today.
Weather Window, presented by the National Weather Desk.
2 tornadoes occurred in the Texas Panhandle Sunday evening. A viewer took this photo of a funnel cloud near Lake Meredith. This storm did cause some minor damage when it was on the ground. Also over the weekend, a viewer captured this textbook hole punch cloud in its fall streak. This happens when an aircraft flies through a layer of altocumulus clouds and the supercooled water droplets become ice crystals that then fall due to gravity.
For more content like this, follow the National Weather Desk on Instagram.
Steer clear traffic gets us out to I-24 at Old Hickory Boulevard. This is out there in the Antioch area. A bit of a slowdown as you make that drive in because of just congestion that's out there at this point. No major accidents that get in your way as you make that drive in from the Rutherford County area. This is right on the line where I-65 meets Rutherford County, making that drive in. But right now we're doing okay other than just normal congestion. Where we're not doing okay is we continue to follow that crash south of town on I-65 right between the Spring Hill community and 840. You can see the long line of traffic building up here. We understand the crash is right around this area here, and it's causing stop and go in both ways. You can use Highway 431 or Highway 31 as the best way to steer clear of this.
6:52 right now. Let's take a look. As a World Cup winner with France, and up until now he has only played club soccer for French teams. That's a big move. Hey, just moments ago we were telling you about higher airfare expected this summer. Still to come, other ways. Good morning, just a few minutes before 7 o'clock right now, and we have a live look from Metro Center at the sunrise here from Middle Tennessee. Southern Kentucky, you're looking pretty good this morning as well. This is the camera that's right on top of our station looking out toward the Titans practice facility. That's the white dome that you see off there in the distance. We do have the chance for some pop-up storms today, just like we had yesterday. So we'll keep an eye on that for you as we get into our 7 and 8 o'clock hours. Right now, pop icon Cyndi Lauper is planning her first major tour in more than a decade, and she says it will be her last. You might have been hearing about this around Nashville. The Girls Just Want to Have Fun farewell tour will have Cyndi Lauper headlining shows in 23 cities, including Nashville. She'll play Bridgestone Arena coming up November 1st. Pre-sale tickets will be available starting today, and to everyone else, Friday.
And sticking with the music theme here, big weekend ahead of us, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, CMA Fest. Let's take a look at the forecast because temperature really is going to vary day to day, especially the first 2 days, Thursday and Friday. Thursday, 88 degrees. 80 on Friday and then low 80s on Saturday and Sunday. Humidity goes down as we end the week. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, not quite as humid as what we're going to have all the way through Thursday. And that's a pretty muggy atmosphere. Taking a look, rain chances are also very tiny, only at 20% a couple times throughout the weekend. So we're not talking about washouts. We're not talking about widespread activity, just a few pop-up storms that can't be ruled out. And once we get past sunset, we easily coast into the 70s all 4 of those nights. And if you've been to CMA Fest, you know that Nissan Stadium, that concert can go well past midnight. So gear yourself up for a long night if you're going to be out there. Taking a look, you can always go scan the QR code right there. On your screen, you can get the Fox 17 Code Red weather apps when you have that charged phone at any of the stages you're at and you start seeing the cloud coming in and look all friendly. You can check to make sure you're not stuck under one of those little pop-ups. You can also go to the App Store or Google Play Store. Just type in Code Red. It's a free app for you there. You have the Doppler radar and our forecast for you for each hour and each day ahead.
Steer clear traffic right now, just a few minutes before 7 o'clock, and things are looking pretty good along Vietnam Veterans Boulevard in Hendersonville. School's out for Sumner County schools, and so we've seen lighter than typical traffic, which I know is a big relief for our friends in Sumner County. Currently crash-free. We'll get another check of steer clear traffic in minutes. Hey, if you're booking a summer trip, travel experts say it'll be cheaper if you travel in August compared to June or July. And listen, that is really no surprise. And they do recommend traveling during the week as opposed to the weekend. Obviously, it's going to be cheaper during the week and you can get lower rates. Now, for families who are traveling, you might want to look into renting a place versus booking, perhaps several different hotel rooms to accommodate everybody in your group. Sometimes renting out a place can be cheaper, and traveling to off-season destinations can help stretch your budget.
Luxury resorts in Scottsdale, Arizona and Palm Springs, California that are usually 5-star prices can come down to 3-star prices during the summer.
And by the way, if you're a member of Costco or Sam's Club, you might actually be able to book your trip through them and save some money. Hey, get this. Excavations at Pompeii have now led to the discovery of a new room in the lost city. The room, as you see right here, is painted blue, believed to have been used as a shrine or a space to store sacred objects. Experts working there believe paintings with figures of women are supposed to represent seasons and agriculture. Oyster shells also found at the site, believed to have been added to plaster and mortar mixes. This is fascinating. The discovery comes as part of a bigger project to unearth Pompeii, the ancient Roman city destroyed by a volcanic eruption in 79 AD.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
7 o'clock on the dot, and now on Fox 17 News This Morning, neighbors called this Nashville intersection the crisis at the corner. We have a live report on developments overnight.
Also now on Fox 17 News This Morning, a robbery at a gun store in Murfreesboro. The whole thing was caught on camera. We're going to tell you how you can help authorities.
The mugginess is here. We hit 90 degrees yesterday, and now we're talking about more shower and thunderstorm activity for the rest of this week. We'll time out each round in your forecast.
And steer clear traffic takes us to Vietnam Vets at Gallatin Pike. A bit of a slowdown there coming from the north side there in Sumner County. We've got a significant one happening, though, to the south of us down in Williamson County and Murray County. We'll take you there in a few.
All right. Glad to have you here for Fox 17 News This Morning, your only live local news source from 7 to 9 a.m. I'm Jennifer Waddell.
And I am Justin McFarland. Erica Glover does have this day off. We're going to begin with a big smash and grab down in Murfreesboro. That's where the Murfreesboro Police Department has now released footage of a gun store burglary and they are searching for the suspects right now.
All right, so let's take a closer look here. According to the police department there in Murfreesboro, this smash and grab happened early Saturday morning at Bullseye Gun and Range. In the video, you can see people backing into the store's front glass doors twice with a car that was reported stolen out of Nashville, and then they proceed to steal all kinds of guns and then take off.
They even used the butt of a firearm there to break open another case to take more guns. They got away in a dark-colored sedan. They're asking anyone with information to please contact the Murfreesboro Police Department.
7:01, taking a first look at your forecast. The big three things to know for the next couple of days. A Florida-like pattern has settled in. Where we get the humidity, we get a little heat, and then that fires up the atmosphere and gives us those isolated thunderstorms that can put down really heavy rainfall pretty quickly. So we're going to be watching out for more of those this afternoon toward this evening especially. Good looking for the weekend itself. We get our most active weather out of here in time for Thursday, Friday, and then the weekend itself for Saturday and Sunday. A look downtown, we've had no rain anywhere near Nashville just yet. Showers will move in a little later this morning, and we'll find those on a new look of future track in about 10 minutes from now. Just know that we're all clear when it comes to code red. There will be a few isolated storms, yes, but they're not for everyone. And when they do develop, I'm not expecting widespread severe weather today. Taking a look at the muggy meter, I'm expecting widespread humidity for everyone today, tomorrow, and Thursday. Slight bit of relief going into Friday. All in all, piecing it together before we kind of deconstruct the next 48 hours on future track. Just know you want to grab the umbrella in case. Not raining every hour of today or tomorrow, but a good chance for some scattered storms that will pick up. We do get calmer for the upcoming weekend, which means we've got to talk CMA Fest forecasts. We'll be doing that as well in just a little bit.
Steer clear traffic at 7:03. Here's a quick look here at what we're dealing with at I-40 at Festers Lane, just east of downtown Nashville. You can see it for yourself. Traffic moving along. It is a bit slow as you progress in from the east side, so heads up on that. There's just a lot of congestion out there, but no major crashes, at least not there. We did have a major crash south of town, but it's getting better. This is going to be I-65. It's really I-65 going northbound, but it's really affecting both directions, at least it was, with long backups there. We're starting to see it subside quite a bit, though. You can still take Highway 431 or Highway 31 is the best way to steer clear as you navigate yourself between Spring Hill and 840.
Making headlines this morning, an update to breaking news. The owners of a North Nashville business now in custody after a raid by Metro Police. And this morning, we're hearing more from neighbors who tell us this should have been handled years ago.
Now, the raid took place at the Star Market there in North Nashville. It's being labeled as a public nuisance. You can see that the police arrived on the scene padlocking the business. You watched part of it live with us on Fox 17 News this morning as breaking news just yesterday. Neighbors say they've seen it all over here at this location over the past few weeks: drug dealing, prostitution, theft, and assaults.
Andre Gibson is a Nashville native. He has seen this in his backyard for decades.
Everybody in this community should be jumping for joy with me because I grew up here. It ain't like I just transplanted to this area. I grew up on this very part of North Nashville.
All right, and we've heard from so many other neighbors who have said the same thing. Police also tell Fox 17 News that in addition to raiding and padlocking the Star Market there at DB Todd and Buchanan, they also got a search warrant for the F&B Mart off Clarksville Highway because it's under the same ownership. The ownership of 44-year-old Balas Bakhtor and 43-year-old Bassem Farag. They're both charged with money laundering and organized retail crime, among other things. We understand the Star Market will remain shut down pending a court hearing that is coming up this Thursday.
So we want to ask some of you, what do you think about this? Do you think that Metro's district attorney should have acted more quickly to padlock this particular business, the Star Market there on the north side of town, Dr. D.B. Todd Jr. Boulevard, and of course on Buchanan Street? According to our poll, a lot of you, 88% of you said yes, you should have. They should have moved a little faster to padlock that business. So you, of course, can vote on our Twitter account over at Fox Nashville.
7:05 right now. Looking ahead to tomorrow, the city of Franklin telling Fox 17 News that CSX will start working to elevate their train tracks. So tomorrow and Thursday, the regular flow of traffic going into and leaving downtown Franklin will be disrupted. Tomorrow, we have State Route 96 at 3rd Avenue that will be closed all day at the railroad tracks. This is a very busy intersection.
Yes, it is. State Route 96 is.
And then looking ahead to Thursday, Lewisburg Avenue will be closed all day at the railroad tracks. Detour signs will be put up to guide you around the project, but a big heads up for you there in downtown Franklin.
By the way, real quick, if you don't recognize Highway 96, that's Murfreesboro Road, is another name for that same street there in Franklin. Well, a third arrest has been made after a deadly drug deal. The city of Nashville allowed a $10 million partnership with Fisk University. They wanted to build an entrepreneur center there on the campus. Now, the center will be located over in Burris Hall. It's a location there on the campus that was in bad need of renovation. So that $10 million would go a long way to do that. It would also help build a place where people can go and learn about starting their own business. But since then, this university leadership says they need that $10 million, not for this new business center that you're looking at right here. Instead, they want that $10 million for their own expenses there at the university to try to get them back up and going a little bit. And they would get back to building the entrepreneur center a little bit later. Well, one member of the city council, Courtney Johnson, says if they aren't going to build the center right now, she believes that money should come back to the city.
We're at ground zero as far as renovating Burris Hall and putting in the entrepreneurship center. So that project is null and void. That is not going to happen. This money is 100% going to a completely different scope. And so while it's a wish list item for them, they don't have money for it. They don't necessarily have a way to pay for it even in the future.
But to say that this program is not going to happen is just false. The program has already started. There's a cohort of businesses already doing the program, and we have allocated 2 years of operating towards that program already.
Well, the full city council still needs to vote on whether or not Fisk University will get to keep that money or not. New this morning in Operation Crime and Justice, the Clarksville Police Department have arrested the third and final suspect in a 2018 deadly shooting. According to Clarksville Now, they say the police have arrested Terrence Sherrell Taylor, along with Saquadron Taylor, as well as Calandro Mason, who all met with the victim, James Well, in the parking lot on the verge of Nolan Road. Now, police say there was a fight there among the suspects who were stealing cash from Wells and then shooting him in the back. Terrence Taylor faces first-degree murder charges as well as aggravated robbery charges.
Coming up next in your forecast, we piece together what is the beginning of a day that will bring in some more rain, our first showers of the morning, and we'll look ahead for the next chance for storms.
Steer clear traffic for you at Vietnam Veterans Boulevard at Gallatin Pike there in Sumner County. As you make that drive down from the Hendersonville area, things are a bit slow from there. We're going to tell you the best ways to steer clear. Plus, coming up.
Good morning. At 7:14, we have continuing coverage this morning as Nashville's mayor is now responding to concerns over a new independent investigation he called to look into claims against Metro Police.
Now, these allegations are coming from some very high-ranking officers, and that they lobbied the state legislator to get a law passed that actually weakened police oversight boards, not just here in Nashville, but across the state.
Our Fox 17 News anchor and investigator Kelly Avellino joining us live in studio with the latest on this investigation and how the mayor's office is reacting.
Well, guys, Mayor Freddie O'Connell has now agreed to a third-party firm to investigate these claims. It's former U.S. Attorney Edward Stanton of the Butler Snow law firm in Memphis. But already there are some doubts that are being raised about how this firm was chosen. Last week, Nashville's Community Review Board, which looks into citizen complaints over officers, revealed these bombshells allegations that were made by a former MMPD Internal Affairs lieutenant. The claims that members of the chief's command staff acted unethically, helping to get a bill passed that gutted the ability of police oversight boards across the state, and that the chief knew about it.
I think everyone agrees that the allegations are serious and thorough enough to merit attention.
Now, Metro Legal recommended that law firm for the investigation, but the legal department for the city is also involved in upcoming discussions between the review board, police, and what access the board will have to MMPD documents under this new law. The board hiring its own non-city attorney for those negotiations. Now, some are saying this is a conflict of interest, that Metro Legal would be the ones to help choose a firm that's handling this probe. The Community Review Board chair telling Fox 17 News that they would have liked to have had a greater role in choosing this investigative body. The mayor's office sending us a statement reading in part, Ed Stanton has impeccable credentials, including decades of experience conducting internal investigations on complex governance matters. The mayor has emphasized to all parties, Metro Legal, the CRB, and HR, that this investigation will be impartial and yield a full accounting of the facts. Now, I can tell you the whistleblower document is 61 pages and covers a range of allegations. But this one here about the lobbying to get a bill passed by officers, it's really getting the most attention, as 135,000 Nashvillians did vote for a police oversight board in 2018. I'm Kelly Avellino for Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Time right now, 7:16. Let's take a look at your forecast for you here this morning and just kind of see what we're working through when it comes to the very beginning. We've been talking about here the last 2-3 hours of showers attempting to make their way into Middle Tennessee. Clouds already picking up in the Nashville area, but that's okay. Our sunrise, well, we had that a while ago. Our sunset for us later on today will be after 8 o'clock. Yesterday was the first time we've had a sunset at or after 8 p.m. this season, so that was all the way back last year. Taking a look, July 1st will be at 8:08, and then July 22nd, 7:59 will be our sunset. Taking a look up and out the door, no one to mow, not today, not tomorrow. These isolated showers and storms, and also all of this rain that we're working through, not going to help us until later in the week when things do get better. We'll look at that and see what it means for CMA Fest coming up in a bit.
Steer clear traffic at I-40. This is I-40 at Broadway. As you make that drive down there in downtown Nashville, you can see it for yourself. Traffic moving along pretty well, despite the fact we do have a crash there on the shoulder of the road. So heads up as you make that drive in from there. We are dealing with a slowdown because of the accident there. People can't get by there at the exit, so that's certainly good news, and you can get by. Other things we were watching around town include that big crash on 65 further south down in Spring Hill. That crash is starting to clear up a little bit, so we're not seeing as big of a delay. Here's some drive times we've been able to put together here. Hendersonville into downtown at around 27 minutes, maybe a little higher now. Murfreesboro, just about an hour coming in from the south and east side.
At 7:18 right now, do want to update you on some breaking news from overnight and earlier this morning. What you're looking at here is a live look from the NES power outage website. We had a transformer that blew this morning at the intersection of 16th Avenue North and Johnson Avenue. This is right near MLK Jr. Magnet High School. We had close to 500 customers without power earlier this morning as a result of that. Right now, it looks like NES crews have knocked down the power outages and restored it to about 300 customers. We're still looking at about 125 customers without power right now. No more people than that, because they only count customers as one person who pays the bill at each location. So I just wanted to keep an eye on this for you and let you know that NES crews are out there working this morning. As we get any more updates on this breaking news story, we'll be sure to keep you posted live through 9.
A mall makeover. We're going to tell you about the big changes coming to Governor Square in Clarksville.
We have a mid-state. Good morning and welcome back into Fox 17 News. 7:22, new developments and physical new developments for Governor Square Mall in Clarksville. Did a little research this morning. Governor Square Mall opened in 1986. So here we are decades later, and plans are now set for a multi-million-dollar makeover and several new businesses.
Now the mall is upgrading its storefronts, its signs, its flooring, and a lot more. The outside of the mall will be repaved and get brand new landscaping. Now, new businesses are also coming to Governor Square. That includes a Dave and Buster's, which, to my knowledge, the only one that we have around here is Opry Mills.
There is one at Opry Mills.
Other than that, I'm not sure where there would be another one. Governor's Square Mall says the renovation is set to be complete coming up here in the next few years. They've also got an Aldi's grocery store that's going to be out there. They're hoping that the renovation will be complete before the holiday season. Well, they're going to have to work fast.
Oh, yeah.
Make that happen.
Yeah. All right. Hey, this morning, speaking of developments, the West Wilson Middle School now set to reopen this August after the devastating March 2020 tornado. Wilson County neighbors gathered over the weekend at the new West Wilson Middle School for the ribbon cutting as a thank you to everybody who's worked so hard to get this thing rebuilt. I drive by West Wilson Middle School several times a week. It's a beautiful new building. And by the way, there are other buildings in that area that have also been renovated after that tornado. We had Stoner Creek Elementary.
Yeah, just down the road there.
Right behind it that also took on a lot of damage in the tornado. So really good to see. Nice new building for those kids and teachers to come back to.
A lot of work and negotiation to make that one happen. All right, let's get to Greg right now. We're going to have to negotiate the heat a little bit later this week.
Ooh, yeah, very much so, because every day is a little different. Yesterday we hit 90. Today is going to be in the lower 80s. Then by Thursday you bounce back up and you're 90 again. So we're going to go through each day just so we're not getting anything mixed up when it comes to which days are hotter and which days are rainier, because you also need to know that for your dog walking forecast. We have our dog of the day, Puppa, sent in by Dawn and Leon. Yeah, look at that face. Thinking, yeah, I'm glad I wasn't out there in some spots yesterday. Wet paws for sure. Taking a look here. Right now there's not much on radar, so the next couple of hours look good. Showers will continue to increase throughout the morning and afternoon, and they're going to be the hit and miss variety where they flare up and then they die down, but they could sit over you for an hour or two and give you some decent rainfall. We saw that north of Nashville yesterday. A good 2 inches of rain came down in some spots. Taking a look. How do you send us your dog of the day? Meteorologist Greg Bobus there on Facebook. You find the pin post that has that picture right there. That's how you send your dogs to us and get them right here on Fox 17 News this morning. Taking a look at future track again. Not a ton of rain between now and 10 o'clock, but there will be a few showers, mainly in our western and southern counties. And then by 2 p.m., some of the heavy small soakers there, the downpours, are possible. Isolated strong storms can't be ruled out. If any storm were to be stronger, we're only worried about a gust or two of wind. The potential for localized flooding in a few areas that could last a few hours, and there might even be a little small size hail. But there's the bouncing around of the temps. 84 degrees today, 82 tomorrow, 88 on Thursday. And we hover right near 80 going into the weekend. That means if you have anything CMA Fest related you want to do, any of the stages, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, almost completely dry across the board, but a stray quick storm can't be ruled out.
Steer clear traffic out the door for you this morning at 7:25. This is Vietnam Vets at Gallatin Pike in the Sumter County area. As you make that drive in, you can see traffic getting by just okay. Not a big deal. No big slowdowns as you make that drive down on Vietnam Vets in from Hendersonville and Gallatin and the like. Also looking south and east of town, this is going to be I-24 at Hickory Hollow Parkway. Looking pretty good as you make that drive in from the Tanger outlets there in that particular part of town. Significant slowdowns, not really seeing a whole lot. What we're seeing is congestion at typical spots here, but no major crashes, at least, to slow you up this morning. We'll continue to follow things for you live through 9.
At 7:26 right now, we're going to tap into some developing news here this morning. What you're taking a look at is a live shot. We've got Secret Service. We've got Delaware Homeland Security. We've got all kinds of law enforcement staked outside of the federal courthouse in Wilmington, Delaware, getting prepared for day one, opening arguments in the trial against Hunter Biden, the president's son facing felony counts. Kind of hard to see what's going on behind that tree line, but we do see a lot of law enforcement here present as we wait on Hunter Biden and the rest of the legal teams to show up. Again, opening argument set for today. We'll monitor this breaking news and bring you updates through 9.
Well, coming up, the crisis at the corner. Fox 17 News, Karen Aguilar, live at the intersection of Dr. D.B. Todd Jr. Boulevard and Buchanan Street there on the crime in that area and how it could change now that they have shut down a Star Market.
And speaking of crime, we have a live look this morning from Antioch, where over at the new Tanger outlets, this past...
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Well, now on Fox 17 News this morning, we are tackling the crime at a North Nashville business. We're going to tell you about the raid at the Star Market around 24 hours ago that shut the business down.
And the forecast bringing our first showers of the morning so far today, and that'll pick up in coverage for the afternoon. How much more rain we can expect before we finally calm down.
And how is steer clear traffic shaping up? Well, we got a little situation here. I-40 at Central Pike in Hermitage. We'll dive deeper into your steer clear traffic and look for any possible detours in moments.
Thank you for joining us here on Fox 17 News this morning, just after 7:30 on this Tuesday. I'm Justin McFarland.
I'm Jennifer Waddell. Glad to be your live local news source through 9 a.m. And we begin the 7:30 half hour with a breaking news update right now. The owners of a North Nashville business now in custody after police swarm in, raid the Star Market in North Nashville. And we're now hearing from neighbors who tell us this should have been handled long ago.
Let's get out to Fox 17 News. Karen Aguilar, who's live for us this morning. They're in North Nashville where that business remains boarded up.
People tell me that crime happens in this area all the time, and it's about time police did something about it. One man I spoke with who grew up here says that police raiding this business behind me, Star Market, was a long time coming. You can see it's now fenced up. People tell me they are wondering, what about the other businesses? We reported previously that there were over 1,000 police response calls to Northwest Liquors right next door in a matter of a year. And we are working to get the numbers of how many times police responded to other businesses in this intersection. In yesterday's press conference, Chief Drake said this raid was a way of listening to people's concerns. And as a result, two of the owners of Star Market are in custody for nefarious activity. The two owners also owned F&B Market on Clarksville Highway that has a search warrant according to police. We looked at the crime there in the past month, and it showed 4 assaults, a couple car break-ins, 1 motor theft, a couple thefts, and 1 drug alcohol violation. Andre Gibson reacts to yesterday's raid and what needs to be done by other businesses moving forward.
People that live here should be able to go to their store, purchase items without having to be in fear of getting shot, robbed, in some cases raped. They've had murders on their lot. Ma'am, if all of these places don't stand up collectively and deter that crime, it impacts the neighborhood for everybody.
In yesterday's press conference, police said that they would be having a meeting with other businesses in this area to avoid crime. However, we're still waiting to hear on what came out of that. When we have those answers, we'll bring them to you. Reporting live here in North Nashville, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
And here at 7:33, temperatures beginning to climb, but they will not be as high as they were yesterday. Don't worry about that. We got to 90 degrees. Then we had all the rain that came down late in the day. And now we're going to kind of flip it a little bit. We're not going to be as warm, but we will still have some more afternoon showers that will track into the area. The big weather story will be wave after wave of isolated and stray storms that take us all the way through Thursday and then die down leading in toward the weekend. Localized flooding and wind we have to watch out for, so we're not completely in the clear for any strong storms, but I'm not highly concerned about any big severe weather outbreaks, and I'm not concerned about any rotation later today either, which is good news right there. And then CMA Fest, that's a big thing here for the forecast. It's going to be okay. I'm going to give you a sneak peek to all 4 of the days here coming up in a little bit, just to get you out the door here on a Tuesday. Clouds are starting to take back over downtown. We had a little sun once the sun first came up, and now we'll not get a ton of it today. You'll get little pockets and bursts here and there. You'll also notice the mugginess will be felt the entire day. Muggy today, muggy tomorrow. The only day that gets a little bit of relief will be on Friday, but overall, every day fairly on the humid side. 7-day forecast, 84 degrees today, 82 tomorrow, up near 90 on Thursday, and the weekend gets a little bit better. Even nighttime temperatures drop just a touch. We'll hang out there, and we'll also look ahead to today's timeline and future track in a few minutes.
Steer clear traffic gets you out the door this morning at I-40 at Central Pike as you make that drive in from the Hermitage area. We are dealing with the crash here on the shoulder of the road. That looks to be Metro Police there on the shoulder helping out with that particular traffic, but it is shutting down one lane. You can get by using Lebanon Pike if you don't like what you see here. Unsure exactly how bad the backup is yet. Taking a look. Yeah, well, it's pretty bad, but it's not unbelievable. It's about what you would expect here. Give yourself an extra 10 to 15 minutes. You should be fine coming in there from the east side.
Time now is 7:35. Operation Crime and Justice. A viral video circulating on social media shows a group of alleged shoplifters trapped in a store at Tanger Outlets. And I was just telling Justin and Greg, when I first saw this video over the weekend, my first thought was, man, good on those people for, holding down the fort and not letting them get away. But then I thought, gosh, that could be dangerous.
Yeah.
You don't really know what you're getting into, but nonetheless, we're going to dive into this story this morning.
Let's get out to Fox 17 News' Peyton Muse, who's live for us there in Antioch with more on this story and this video that's been seen by thousands of people.
Yeah, good morning, Justin and Jen. So we're outside of the Tanger Outlets right now, and one of the stores, the one in the video, that's Perfume Mania. And in the video that we're about to show you, you can see Good Samaritans blocking the door while waiting for police. And this video is from Marcus J. Carothers on Instagram. You can see a security guard for the mall outside of the store with a bunch of people holding down the fort, I should say, while those inside of the store were wearing black masks and they were wearing all black and what looks like COVID-19 masks covering their mouths, and they're running through the store. And Joy Stiles is the council member for Antioch. While she says she's glad to see Good Samaritans step in, it's a disturbing sight to see.
Disappointed, frankly. That in watching the video, I saw someone who was a security officer who was pretty much doing nothing. Knowing that MMPD took 20 minutes to get there, I had a meeting with them this morning, spoke with Tanger, and so we're going to have MMPD will be on site.
Now, the council member says that a MMPD vehicle will stay on the property, and it's early. The representatives for police, they're not in yet, but as soon as it hits 9 to 9:30, I'm going to reach out and ask them why it took police so long to respond. Reporting live in Antioch, Peyton Muse, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Peyton, thank you so much for that update. 7:37 now, and a couple different live looks from Nashville to kick off your Tuesday morning. It is June 4th, and Fox 17.
7:40 is the time. Let's get to Greg Bobus here. He's standing by with a look at your forecast as we're getting set for CMA Fest.
Oh, yeah. I was at the airport yesterday, and there were so many people that are already getting into town for this. You got to know what we're getting into here. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, all 4 days are going to be a little bit different depending upon when you want to be outdoors. If it's for all the evening stages that'll be out there, well, these temperatures will be knocked off a little bit, but I'm giving you the highs. What you're walking out the door to as the day is starting here for that peak temperature. 88 on Thursday, 80 degrees on Friday, and then 82 on Saturday, 84 on Sunday. These numbers are below average for this time of the year, so believe it or not, even though it'll be a little bit humid, relatively comfort. Now you see a few 20s on there for percentages of rain chances. We're talking pop-up storms here. We're not talking about giant waves of rain that move in that impact everyone. So the odds of one being exactly where we're at, exactly when you're at your spot downtown, are very slim. Just plan for the possibility of a shower or storm that could pop up. And how do you find those when you're out and about? Well, get the Fox 17 Code Red Weather app. You can just scan the QR code right there. And even maybe you are visiting here in town, this will still help you out when you're not here. This is good for anywhere you're at in the country. It'll also give you severe weather alerts to only the county you are specifically in if there's any warning that were to be issued anytime there's severe weather.
Steer clear traffic out there for you. Let's get a good look here at I-24 at Old Franklin Pike. That's happening over in the Antioch area. We do have a couple of cars over there on the shoulder of the road. Authorities have not arrived yet. It is going to cause a bit of a slowdown. It already is. As you're making that drive in from the Antioch area there, you can try to use Murfreesboro Pike to steer clear. Give yourself an extra few minutes to fight through it. You can get by. It's just a little bit slow, and it's going to be slower once authorities arrive.
In local headlines, Tennessee State University in Nashville is home away from home for hundreds of students from around the world.
But TSU recently placed 6th as the best value for HBCU rankings for international students. That's according to a group called Study Abroad Aid. Now, TSU currently has more than 200 international students representing 40 different countries.
A Middle Tennessee barber
Fox 17 News Farrier Files is sponsored by Bart Durham Injury Law.
A Middle Tennessee pastor and a master barber just got off of the road after an enormous commitment when it comes to faith.
Yeah, Adam Cutshaw spent 100 days preaching on the streets in every county in the state. Fox 17 News' Dennis Farrier with the story in this morning's Farrier Files.
Yeah, good morning. Street preaching isn't easy. Not everyone appreciates the effort. But for Adam Cutshaw, it's as natural as following Jesus, the original street preacher.
The Cutshaw Classic Barbershop in Tullahoma bustles. It's loud in here. Lots of laughs, lots of stories.
Thursday morning when we got up.
No strangers. Adam Cutshaw bought this shop 8.5 years ago, and it has been a joy.
You know, people, you look good, you feel good, right? And so people come in, you try to give them what they want, and they leave happy. And, it seems like a lot of hats you wear, therapist. This is the cheapest therapist, man, like not bad for $20 to get 30 minutes to either share good things or share burdens.
Adam Cutshaw is built for this. Now, he might look like he's built to be a college football player, which he was. And this barbershop, as much as he loves it, is not his calling. His heart is ministry. Cutshaw has been gone from his business for 100 days. His wife and 5 children spent 100 days preaching in all 95 Tennessee counties. Street preaching, which is not like pulpit preaching. In the pulpit, people come to see you. In the street, you're going to see them, and that can be hard.
So the love of Christ is what compels me, and it is. It's a battle. It's a battle with the flesh. It's not always in and of itself enjoyable, but we're the church, and we're to go into the world. And there are many who will not darken the door of a church. Maybe their family or friends won't tell them the good news of Jesus, and so how else will they hear?
100 days, so many encounters, so many exchanges, and hard to know who you touched.
And he gives us that great promise in his word, that his word doesn't return void. And so he even says in his word that some men water and some men plant, but he gives the increase. And so maybe we're just planting that seed that someone else will water, or maybe today we're watering that someone's grandmother planted 20 years ago. We don't know, but we know God gives the increase, and we trust him with the results.
On the last day of his ministry,
come to faith in the Lord Jesus Christ.
Adam's church family at Grace Community of Manchester came to celebrate the 100-day journey on the steps of the state capitol. A chance to pray and sing and thank God for this amazing opportunity. Now it's back to the barbershop, and while you might think it's a big change, not really. Adam Cutshaw is who he is, whether on a strange street or by his familiar chair. He and his message never change.
Well, and you're going to serve somebody, right? So you're going to serve God, or you're going to serve people's opinion, you're going to serve self, you're going to serve Satan, you're going to serve somebody. So why not be a servant of a good king, the Lord Jesus?
If you want to see what it looked like, you can go to Facebook and check out TN100. It's a wonderful diary of the Cutshaw's journey on the streets of Tennessee. Lots of streets in Tennessee. And what a bold thing to do, to uproot yourself, right, for 100 days.
It's an amazing thing. There's preachers and there's pastors, I've heard, and there's nothing, we need them both. But this is a good old-fashioned preacher, somebody out there just kind of spitting the word right out there to the people directly.
Yeah, directly. And, like I said, it takes a lot of guts, I think, because, people will actually, not everyone's going to appreciate it. But like he said, the more you fear God, the less you fear man. The more you fear man, the less close you are to God. Right. Because think about it. Because if you're so worried about, you got to kind of put people's opinions aside and say, what am I trying to accomplish here, right?
Well, and it has been said that the true meaning of life is to find your God-given gift and give it away. And I think that's what he's doing. Dennis, great story.
Good ending.
Thank you.
Fox 17 News Farrier Files is sponsored by Bart Durham Injury Law.
7:49 the time, taking a look at your forecast. Let's see what we can do to get up and get out the door and what to wear. You're going to want all the summer clothes all week long. Every day a little bit different when it comes to high temps, but they'll all be at or above 80 degrees. What I want you to do is grab an umbrella or grab the rain boots just in case, with a rain jacket. You may not need it right now, but there are first few showers of the morning that have been trying to pop up and die down very quickly to the south and to the southwest of Nashville. Nothing happening downtown just yet. Have the rain gear on standby. Out the door, we're going to continue to see our temperatures climb. The current temps are right there on the right side of your screen. They are every morning all the way through 9 o'clock. Even during the commercial breaks, we'll call it a 76-degree temperature at 10. Now, that looks very ominous, because there are some showers and storms that will be out there, but they're not for everyone. They're not all day, and they will be very hit and miss in variety. So many more dry spots on the radar every hour of today than rainy areas. 60s and 70s across all the Mid-South. Pool forecast. You've seen a lot more people trying to get out there, start their summer routines. Watch for changing weather. Watch for darker clouds that move in. If you hear any thunder anywhere near you, get away from the water. If you can hear it already, it's too close for comfort. You can get storms that give you lightning a good 15 miles away from that thunderstorm at times, so keep that in mind. Here's future track. It's now finally starting to pick up on the rain a little bit better. It wanted to bring in a lot this morning, wasn't really buying into it, and we're still not. There are just a few showers, but here's by noon into 1 o'clock and 2 p.m., these little clusters of storms that could give us some decent downpours. Could give us a little bit of wind and possibly even some small-sized hail. So we're on level 1 for any severe weather. It's the lowest one, but we're not looking for rotation. We're not looking for widespread severe weather. Honestly, more of a flooding concern than anything else, given how much rain we've had over the course of the last month and a half.
Steer clear traffic this morning. I want to get you out to something we just picked up a few moments ago that we're still trying to get some details on. This is going to be I-24, very close to Briley Parkway and Harding Place. TDOT has labeled this as police activity. Normally that means police are making some type of stop or investigation or something of that nature. You may be able to see a large amount of people right above the Ford of Columbia sign there, a logo on our screen there. They're gathered around a cart of some type. Unsure if they've got somebody on it, if they're working on somebody there, or what may be happening. We know they've got multiple cars, at least 3 of them, that have been pulled over. Plus, we've got an ambulance all the way at the top of your screen. So again, this is going to be I-24 at Harding. We've got what they're calling police activity here. Looks like they're loading, you see them raising the cart up if you're focused in on that area. So they may have a patient on board of that, and then they're going to be possibly transporting that patient. Unsure exactly what happened here, who may be involved. Yeah, there's absolutely somebody on that cart, on that gurney there, that they're wheeling towards the ambulance.
Well, I don't know if my mic is on, but
your mic is on now, Jen.
Yeah, looking at that. Do they even have that lane of traffic blocked off to clear for them to do that? That looked like a real close call there.
No, it doesn't seem like they do. Or if they do, somebody's ignoring it, which is not the first time that we've seen that, if that's the case.
Sure.
So again, I-24, just watch out. Give them some room to operate there on I-24 as you make that drive into town. It looks like they're about to load one person into that ambulance up there. Unsure exactly what happened here, but again, TDOT's calling this police activity, which means it's normally not an accident. It's something deeper than that.
Interesting. All right. At 7:53 right now, still to come on Fox.com.
7:56 is the time. Live look there at First Horizon Park, home of your Nashville Sounds. The Sounds back in town as they were set to open up a homestand taking on the Louisville Bats. The Louisville Bats are the minor league affiliate of the Cincinnati Reds. So they'll be in town, and their game is set to start at 6:35. It's a Tito's Tail Wagging Tuesday at First Horizon. So if you get a special ticket, you can bring your pup to the ballpark. Of course, looking ahead, Saturday's game will be Pride Night, supporting the LGBTQ community. The first 1,000 fans will get a Dolly and Reba 2024 t-shirt. Who knew that was a thing?
Hey, take a look at this. A lawmaker gets upstaged by his son on Capitol Hill.
I saw this.
This is precious. Really the video of the morning. You're looking at Republican Congressman from Tennessee, John Rose, who was speaking on the House floor when his 6-year-old son, Guy, started smiling and making funny faces at the camera. You could see maybe he stole his dad's thunder there. His dad didn't know what was going on behind him. Afterwards, he tweeted, though, "This is what I get for telling my son to smile at the camera for his little brother." The little brother, who was just 3 years old, was watching from their home here in Tennessee. And so big brother here, Guy, who just graduated from kindergarten.
Let's see, summer is here.
Yeah, was, going to work with dad and
Yeah.
just trying to entertain little brother who was at home.
I hear this is not all that uncommon for members of Congress to have their kids up there with them all the time.
How cute. I guess he's going to be shadowing all week there on Capitol Hill, so we'll see if we get any more, viral videos.
I kind of hope we do.
That's cute.
Taking a look here at where we are right in the throes of summer now when it comes to our longest daylight of the year. In the next 3 weeks, we start seeing our latest sunset. That'll be on July 1st at 8:08, but yesterday was the first time we've seen a sunset at or after 8 p.m. so far this season. And then July 22nd, that number slides back into the 7 o'clock hour, and our daylight does begin to creep and get a little shorter day by day as we take it all the way through around Christmas time, really. Taking a look, no one to mow, not today, not tomorrow. Now, you might not get any rain at all, but what I'm saying is no, if you do get rain for any period of time, our ground is soaked, I would wait. If you don't and you watch the radar carefully, you could get out there and find those windows of opportunity. But I would say by Thursday, we're looking much better. Those rainfall areas that do develop for the afternoons, today and tomorrow, will give us some heavy pockets of rain that move in. So how's the garden looking, given all the rain we've had? Sometimes it's a good thing, sometimes it's not so helpful. But if you've missed the boat here on a lot of the showers recently, no one to do it right now through about the 9 o'clock hour or anytime after 6 p.m. And that'll help your plants much more than it would hurt them during those red hours of the day.
Steer clear traffic gets you out to a couple of different situations. We're going to get started here at I-24 at Old Franklin Pike. This is down in the Antioch area. This is going to be 24 west, so coming into the city. TDOT trying to move out of the way. Give them some space, everybody, as they're trying to clear a crash down that direction. You can use Murfreesboro Pike to steer clear. Also want to update you on this. This is that crash at I-24 at Harding Place as you are actually leaving the city. So this is 24 east. We've gotten reports from Metro Dispatch that this could have been the response to a fight or an assault that happened on the side of the road there. Metro Police responded in a big way. We've seen one person being loaded into an ambulance. We're going to try to give you more details as it becomes available there.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Good morning, and Fox 17 News following up on breaking news from yesterday at an intersection in Nashville that neighbors have called the crisis at the corner. A live report on developments from overnight.
And the forecast ever changing day by day when it comes to heat, humidity, and timing storms, what that impact could be for CMA Fest in your forecast.
And we just got an update on this. I-24 at Harding Place in Antioch. It was indeed a fight that broke out on the side of the road. Wait until you hear what led up to it.
Boy.
That's coming up here in the next few minutes.
Just when we thought we'd heard everything.
Yeah, man,
in traffic.
The details on that are a little bizarre. Thank you for joining us here on Fox 17 News this morning, just after 8 o'clock here on this Tuesday. I'm Justin McFarland.
I'm Jennifer Waddell. We are your live local news source through 9 a.m. And we start this 8 o'clock hour right now in Operation Crime and Justice. Wild video that you can watch right here behind us as the Murfreesboro Police Department shows us the footage of a gun store robbery as they continue their search for the suspects this morning.
Very dramatic video. Watch it here. Boom, bang, right as that car backs into the plate glass window there, and then the thieves rush inside. This happened at the Bullseye Gun and Range there in Murfreesboro early Saturday morning. The suspects then took the butt of the gun, you saw it there, smashed the cases, and took more guns before they took off from the store. The car is reportedly stolen out of Nashville. Now, they took multiple firearms and left the scene. The getaway cars are dark-colored four-door sedan. If you've got any information about who these guys are, you're asked to contact the Murfreesboro Police Department.
Speaking of crime, a follow-up now to breaking news from yesterday morning as the owners of a North Nashville business are in custody after police go in, raid and padlock the Star Market that they own. And we're hearing more now from neighbors who say this has been a problem for decades.
Fox 17 News, Karen Aguilar live right on the corner of DB Todd and Buchanan to tell us more about the store that is now closed.
Good morning, Justin and Jen. Well, people around here that I've spoken with say that they are wondering if other businesses should be investigated and shut down as well near this intersection. Yesterday, here behind me, this business, Star Market, was raided. As you can see, it is now fenced up. One man I spoke with says it was about time. For example, police say that since 2019, Star Market had nearly 430 instances where police responded. That's 5 years. But in yesterday's press conference, Police Chief Drake said they gave the owners a chance in 2022 to clean up and didn't. They say this raid was a way of listening to people's concerns. As a result, 2 of the owners of Star Market are in custody for nefarious activity. The 2 owners also owned F&B Market on Clarksville Highway. That has a search warrant, according to police. We did the crime near there in the past month, and it showed 4 assaults, a couple car break-ins, 1 motor theft, a couple thefts, and 1 drug alcohol violation. As for the business next to the one they got raided, we are working to get the numbers of how many times police responded to that business exactly and other businesses around here. In the meantime, Andre Gibson, who grew up near Star Market, is happy at least police decided to respond.
Great. It's the police doing what they're paid to do. They can't be in every little part of the city. I get that, but to jump on this as quickly as they did, it made me feel great.
In yesterday's press conference, Police Chief Drake and other police members that gathered there said that they were going to have a meeting with other businesses to discuss how to avoid crime moving forward. And at this time, we haven't heard back what came out of that meeting. Reporting live here in North Nashville, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
All right, Karen, thank you very much. Sounds like we got something going on there behind Karen in that area. So we'll check into that. Right now, though, we wanted to get you updated on our question of the morning over on Twitter. We asked, should Metro's district attorney have acted more quickly to padlock Star Market in North Nashville? 89% of you say yes. Metro Nashville should have done something sooner. You can still vote in this poll. We've got more than 200 votes already. Just scan that QR code right there on your screen.
And look at your forecast here, getting us moving here to the 8 o'clock hour and seeing our temperatures begin to increase and a couple showers on the radar. I'm going to drive the radar for you here in about 6 minutes from right now and show you the little pop-ups we've got. Nothing over downtown just yet, but clouds have picked up on our Metro Center camera and a stormy pattern is ahead. No days of washout when it comes to every hour raining, and a lot of us only see that rain sporadically throughout the next 3 to 4 days. It will be a very hit and miss setup here, but wave after wave of showers and storms will track through until we make our way through Thursday. Localized flooding, we saw some of it yesterday, could be a thing again today. We have to watch out for some wind as well. We are in a category 1 out of 5 for strong to severe weather. It hasn't put us into code red, but it just has us watching these storms as they develop a little bit later today and what it could mean for CMA Fest forecast. All 4 of the days, which we'll get to as well. Right now, again, it's just the clouds and it's muggy. 76 already. It's 8 o'clock in the morning and it's 76 degrees. We're going to be in the 80s later today. The rain that we get in the cloud cover we have will keep us a little bit away from the 90-degree mark, which we did end up hitting yesterday. We'll call today 84 degrees downtown, 82 degrees in, I should say, for your Wednesday, 88 degrees on your Thursday. And as those storms move out, we'll cool back just a touch leading into Friday and Saturday.
Steer clear traffic at 8:06 this morning. I want to give you an update about what happened here. This is I-24 at Harding Place, I-24 East. So leaving Nashville at Harding Place here, which is exit 56. According to the information we've gotten from Metro Police, they tell us that there was one car on the shoulder of the road that was broken down, disabled, okay? There was someone who pulled over and tried to break into that car that was disabled. As they were trying to break into it, the owner of the car showed up and the fight ensued right there on the shoulder of the road. Wow. Now, one person was hurt. We saw them being loaded on to an ambulance a short time ago. Unsure exactly how bad, the injuries were or how they were hurt. Unsure if there was a weapon involved or just good old-fashioned fisticuffs out there. Wow. Police are on the scene now dealing with the aftermath of it. Unsure if anybody's going to face any charges or anything like that. But that's what's going on I-24 at Harding Place and from Antioch. Wow.
What a development. I think that's a first, Justin.
It is a first.
We've had a lot
never heard of that one.
Crazy things in steer clear traffic. That is a first. All right, we'll follow that, work to get more updates in minutes. But first, happening next, we take you live to Antioch, not too far from where all that just played out on I-24.
About three and a half miles.
Oregon. Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. It is 8:10 right now. Operation Crime and Justice. A viral video circulating on social media shows a group of alleged shoplifters trapped in a store at the brand new Tanger Outlets in Antioch. But what happened after they got trapped in there is what has a lot of people talking right now.
It certainly does. Let's get out to Fox 17 News. Peyton Hughes live there in Antioch with the video and reaction.
Yeah, that's right, Jen and Justin. So in one of the stores in Tanger Outlets here, it was Perfume Mania. In the video that we're about to show you, you can see Good Samaritans holding the door, essentially holding down the fort until police are able to get there on scene. Now, this video is from Marcus J. Carothers on Instagram. You can see a security guard for the mall outside of the store, while people inside of Perfume Mania were wearing black and what looks like COVID-19 masks covering their mouths, running through the store. Now, Joy Stiles is the council member for Antioch. While she said she's glad to see Good Samaritans step in, it's a disturbing sight to see.
Disappointed, frankly, that in watching the video, I saw someone who was a security officer who was pretty much doing nothing. Knowing that MMPD took 20 minutes to get there, I had a meeting with them this morning, spoke with Tanger, and so we're going to have MMPD will be on site.
Now, Councilmember Stiles says an MMPD vehicle will stay on the property. And again, it is early, and the spokesperson for Metro Police, they're not in the office yet, but as soon as they get in, I'm going to reach out to them and ask them why it took police so long to arrive here at Tanger Outlets when all of this went down. Reporting live in Antioch, Peyton Hughes, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Peyton, thank you very much. Hey, want to give you a heads up for something that's happening tomorrow down in Franklin. They're telling us that CSX will start working to elevate train tracks in the heart of downtown Franklin. So during the next 2 days, tomorrow and Thursday, your regular flow of traffic going in and coming out of downtown Franklin will be disrupted.
Now, this is going to happen there right at State Route 96 and 3rd Avenue. It's going to be closed as they deal with those railroad tracks. On Thursday, Lewisburg Avenue will be closed all day at the railroad tracks. Detour signs will be in place to try to guide people around this particular project.
And happening next in your forecast, we'll deep dive into the radar right here where you can see nothing on our sky camera, but we're going to definitely work into the first few showers of the morning in the Nashville area. How quickly before lunchtime they'll get here?
Steer clear traffic takes us to I-40 at Jefferson Street. That's where.
Hey there, good morning. It's 8:15 right now. Continuing coverage this morning as Nashville's mayor, Freddie O'Connell, is now responding to concerns over a new independent investigation that he called to look into claims against Metro Police.
Now, the allegations are that some high-ranking Metro Police officers actually lobbied state legislators to get a law passed that would weaken police oversight boards, not just here in Nashville, but across the state of Tennessee.
All right, our Fox 17 News anchor and investigative reporter Kelly Avellino has been on this story. She joins us live now with the latest.
All right, guys. Well, Mayor Freddie O'Connell has now agreed to a third-party firm to investigate these claims. It's former U.S. Attorney Edward Stanton of the Butler Snow law firm in Memphis. But already, some are raising some doubts about how that firm was chosen. Last week, Nashville's Community Review Board, which does look into citizen complaints over officers, revealed the bombshell allegations made by a former MMPD Internal Affairs lieutenant. The claims here again that members of the chief's command staff acted unethically, helping to get a bill passed that gutted the ability of police oversight boards across the state, and that the chief knew about it.
We would not be pursuing this investigation if I didn't have concerns about the overall claims in the complaint. But, I think what I'm interested in is what the investigation turns up.
Metro Legal recommended that law firm for the investigation, but the legal department is also involved in upcoming discussions between the review board and police on what access the board will have to MMPD documents under this new law. The board here hiring its own non-city attorney for those negotiations, but some are already saying, hey, look, this is a conflict of interest, that Metro Legal would be the ones to help choose the law firm that's handling this probe. The Community Review Board telling Fox 17 News they would have liked a greater role in choosing the investigative body here. The mayor's office sending us a statement reading in part that Ed Stanton has impeccable credentials, including decades of experience conducting internal investigations on complex governance matters. The mayor has emphasized to all parties, Metro Legal, the CRB, and HR, that this investigation will be impartial and yield a full accounting of the facts. Now, I can tell you that whistleblower document is 61 pages and covers a range of allegations, but the one here about officers allegedly lobbying to get a law passed to reduce police oversight, that's getting the most attention, as 135,000 Nashvillians voted for a police oversight board in 2018. I'm Kelly Avellino for Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
And at 8:18, a few showers out there on the radar. Let's just get right to it and take a look at the rain that in the last 45 minutes has finally started to stick together a little bit better. We had a couple showers that really wanted to do something around 6 o'clock, and nothing really came of them. But now here we go. Our showers are mainly off to the south and to the west of the Nashville area. Really slow moving, light rainfall, no thunder, no lightning, none of that. But if you're in Dickson, Spring Valley, McEwen, you're starting to see some raindrops, and they're going to be coming down very shortly in your neighborhood there if you're in the Dickson area, kind of right along the I-40 corridor, heading east towards downtown. Now, even if they hold together, this will not make it to Nashville before 9:30. And even down toward the south, these are weakening just a touch. Very light rainfall, pulling away from Columbia, moving its way toward Thompson Station. And eventually, if it holds together, Franklin could see a shower or two. No thunder or lightning this morning. We're talking about the chance for a few storms this afternoon that could give us the small, little, very heavy rainfall type of thunderstorms. The little ones like we saw yesterday in a few spots. 76 degrees your temperature right now, on the way to the 80s. We're not going to hit 90. We did it yesterday. But every hour of the day, there'll be something on the radar somewhere. That's how today's going to work. It's not going to be a line of storms that moves in for everyone. There will be these hit and miss ones that flare up. Then you might get a little sunshine. Then another one pops up. That's how today is going to be from start to finish. Chances for severe weather are very, very low, but heavy rainfall and potential localized flooding, that's something to watch out for here as we go in toward the later stages of today. We'll hit a high of 84 degrees, and then we do slowly see our storms exit by the end of this upcoming week.
Steer clear traffic. I want to give you an update about something going on I-40 at Jefferson Street. We do have a crash with injuries that has shut down 2 lanes of I-40 as you make your way into town from Jefferson Street, and further back than that is where the backup is going here at this point, all the way back to places like, well, let's see, that'd be 46th Avenue near White Bridge Road. It'll extend all the way back there near 440. So please heads up. You can try to use Charlotte Pike is the best way to steer clear. You can jump off there in West Nashville at 46, take it over to Charlotte, and then make your way into town from there, because things are going to be a tight squeeze. Not just the traffic, but things like 18-wheelers there. They're going to slow things down coming in from that west side of town. I want to finish up with this, and I just want to tell you this story one more time before they clear the scene. This is I-24 Harding Place. This is the site of an assault and a fight that happened on the side of the road. According to authorities, one vehicle, not sure which one, but one vehicle was broken down on the side of the road. Someone else pulled up and tried to break into that vehicle just as the owner arrived and tried to stop them. The fight ensued. One person was taken away to a hospital, we believe. Now they're towing the rest of the cars away.
Well, somebody picked the wrong car on the wrong day. Know what I mean?
Yeah.
The odds of the owner showing up.
Just to see someone else trying to break into his car as he's trying to go retrieve it or something.
Right, what a story. All right, still to come here, we've got a big mall in the mid-state set for a major makeover. We'll tell you what's to come in Clarksville. Good morning and welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. 8:24 is the time. We got breaking news as we follow the developments in the Hunter Biden federal firearms case now underway this morning. We've been watching this live shot from outside the federal courthouse in Wilmington, Delaware this morning. Opening statements now underway. About a half an hour ago, we saw First Lady Jill Biden walk into the courtroom. Hunter Biden, the president's son, charged with 3 felonies. stemming from trying to buy a gun back in 2018. He was not supposed to do that. Prosecutors say he lied about things on the form to be able to do it. If convicted, he faces up to 25 years in prison. Hunter Biden has pleaded not guilty to all 3 counts.
New developments this morning from Governor Square Mall in Clarksville. Plans are now set for a multi-million-dollar makeover and several brand new businesses there. Now the mall is upgrading its storefronts along with the signs, the flooring, and a lot more. And outside the mall, the entire parking lot's going to be repaved and get brand new landscaping. New businesses are also coming to Governor Square, including a Dave & Buster's and a Aldi's grocery store. Now, Governor Square Mall says that the renovation will be complete in time for the holiday season. By the way, Governor Square first opened up back in 1986.
And hey, we have good news for our friends in Wilson County this morning. As many of you have probably been watching the progress here, West Wilson Middle School is finally complete and will be ready for everybody to come back in the fall. West Wilson Middle School, in case you weren't here in 2020, it got leveled in the tornadoes that year in March of 2020. And actually, the same tornado did a lot of damage to Stoner Creek Elementary, which is right behind West Wilson Middle. So they had the ribbon cutting over the weekend. Welcome home, Warriors, is the big sign out front there. And the school will officially welcome everybody back to class in August.
Checking on the forecast here, and great news out there, and great news in general when it comes to the forecast. I'm not going to tell you it's perfect, but it will be really nice for our dogs of the day to get outside, get the dog walk going. There are a few showers we're going to deal with today, tomorrow, and also on Thursday, but no big widespread severe weather. There could be 1 or 2 stronger storms, but our pup of the day here, Papa, ironically enough, there we go, sent in by Dawn and Leon from Hartsville. Everything looks okay for right now, depending upon where you're at. There will be a few showers that do pick up in scope going into the late morning hours and could even bring in a rumble of thunder. So far this morning, we have had no thunder and we have had no lightning, which is good, but that will change as the atmosphere gets heated up a little bit. We're already in the 70s in many spots. Ooh, you feel the humidity too the second you walk out the door. If you had the rain yesterday, it'll be even more humid this morning. And that will continue today and tomorrow. The only little reprieve we get from that will be going into Friday, and the humidity will slide down just a touch for one day.
Steer clear traffic gets us out to I-40. This is going to be at Jefferson Street, just west of downtown. Traffic is at a full stop right now. They've stopped all lanes. They have gotten not 1, but 2 ambulances that have come out to respond to this scene. This crash does have some injuries involved, no question about it. And now they're trying to get traffic moving along there with just 1 lane. So heads up there as you make that drive in. The backup is pretty steep as well. Let me show you back behind it. This is going to be I-40 at 46th Avenue. This is several miles behind that crash. This scene is normally slow. It's not normally this slow, though, for 8:30 in the morning. So you want to try to take Charlotte Pike if you can. That's the best way to steer clear.
It's 8:27, and next at 8:30, the crisis at the corner. Karen Aguilar joining us live at the intersection of D.B. Todd and Buchanan Street in North Nashville with an update on crime in that area.
And
Morning newscast is sponsored by Mac Pest Control. You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Well, now on Fox 17 News This Morning, tackling crime in North Nashville. We're going to tell you the latest about a business that was raided around 24 hours ago and the impact they're hoping it will have.
And the showers beginning to get closer to Nashville right now. Some of us already seeing the first drops of the day. How long they'll last and when we can see our storm potential for today coming up in the forecast.
And we've had some pretty wild developments in steer clear traffic this morning. Right now, we've got an interstate at an all stop. We'll check in on this and see if you need a detour in minutes.
Thank you for joining us here on Fox 17 News this morning, just after 8:30 here on this Tuesday. I'm Justin McFarland.
And I'm Jennifer Waddell. We're your live local news source through 9 a.m. And new this morning, we're going back to, I guess you could say the scene of the crime. This was breaking news that we followed live right here on our show yesterday morning as police moved in, raided, and then padlocked a North Nashville business. Now, we had just been hearing from members of this community last week.
Yeah.
We were there last Friday reporting on crime at the intersection of D.B. Todd Jr. Boulevard and Buchanan Street. After years worth of complaints, well, now things have really come to a head.
Fox 17 News, Karen Aguilar live for us this morning outside of the now closed Star Market.
Good morning. People here tell me that crime happens all the time in this area. And one neighbor I spoke with says that it was about time that police came by to actually do something. And yesterday's raid happened right here behind me in this business, Star Market, and you can see that it's shut down and fenced up. Police say that since 2019, Star Market had nearly 430 instances where police responded. That's 5 years, raising questions for neighbors on why did it take so long. In yesterday's press conference, Police Chief Drake said they gave the owners of Star Market a chance in 2022 to clean up and didn't. Police say this raid was a way of listening to people's concerns. As a result, 2 of the owners of Star Market are in custody for nefarious activities. The 2 owners also owned F&B Market on Clarksville Highway that has a search warrant, according to police. We looked at the crime near there in the past month, and it showed 4 assaults, a couple car break-ins, 1 motor theft, a couple thefts, and 1 drug alcohol violation. As for the Buchanan and D.B. Todd intersection, people are wondering what is going to be done moving forward to continue to crack down on crime in this area. We're working to get the numbers of how many times police responded to other businesses around here. Andre Gibson, who grew up around here, reacts to yesterday's raid and what needs to be done by other businesses moving forward.
People that live here should be able to go to their store, purchase items without having to be in fear of getting shot, robbed, in some cases raped. They've had murders on their lot. Ma'am, if all of these places don't stand up collectively and deter that crime, it impacts the neighborhood for everybody.
In yesterday's press conference, police said that they were going to be having a meeting with other business owners right here near this intersection where I'm standing to talk about how to avoid crime in the future. And we're waiting to hear what came out of that meeting. Reporting live here in North Nashville, Karen Aguilar, Fox MT News, your Code Red station.
All right, Karen, thank you very much. 8:34 is the time right now. Let's get a check of the forecast with Greg. Yesterday, high heat, high humidity, and storms. Are we looking at a repeat for today?
We got all 3 of them yesterday. We'll have a little less heat, but the humidity's there. That's not going anywhere, and there are already some showers that are out there, and we'll see a few more storms later. So we're only going to knock one of those 3 down for today, and that's going to be the amount of temperature gain that we'll get throughout today. We're still going to be in the 80s, but we're not going to hit 90. We did officially clock in there. So a few showers getting their way toward Dickson right now, and then a line building behind it, Centerville, down through Lawrenceburg, and then these are even going to pull their way into Dickson and make their way continuing through Charlotte, Kingston Springs, making their way toward Ashland City. These are very light in nature. I've got the lightning indicator turned down for the entire viewing area, and I'm not seeing a single lightning strike the entire morning. But now we're starting to see this. Areas that had a little bit of sun right at sunrise are starting to see these little flare-ups of heavier downpours. We expect more of these this morning and into the afternoon, so keep that in mind. We're going to see everything get a little more dynamic like we did yesterday, the second half of today. Right side of your screen, you're in the 70s now. We're going to push for 84 degrees later, but not much happening in the weather world. Justin's been busy and still clear traffic last hour for sure, though.
Yes, I have. So let's take a look at the very latest we've got going on I-40. This is going to be near Jefferson Street, over just west of downtown. The good news is they've been able to get this crash that did have some injuries off of the road and onto the shoulder. So all lanes are now open as you make that drive in from the west side. This is going to make things like this a lot better. This is I-40 at 46th Avenue. They're still seeing some slow go because of that earlier crash. Thankfully, now things are out of the way, so hopefully things should open up a little bit more. As you come in from that west side, you can use Charlotte Pike to steer clear. Well, 2 years ago, the city of Nashville awarded $10 million worth of partnership to Fisk University. It was going to allow them to build an entrepreneur center there on campus. It would be located in Burris Hall. It was a building there on campus in bad need of renovation. It was supposed to be a place where people could go and learn about building their own business. Well, since then, Fisk University says that they still need the $10 million, but not for the new entrepreneur center. Instead, they need money for their own expenses there at the university to keep them up and operating after a couple of shortfalls. They want to build the Entrepreneur Center, they just want to do it later. Well, Fisk is a private school, and one member of the city council says if they're not going to build the center, she wants the money back.
The original project is not happening. This money should be coming back to the committee for reallocation to something else, or it should be coming back to the committee. I do not think that it is an appropriate use of taxpayer dollars from Nashville, Davidson County to go and subsidize a private university or any outside organization. It has nothing to do with the value of Fisk. I think Fisk is fantastic.
So what we face right now is quite simply that the mission that was originally set out really can't be accomplished unless the university itself really can find its way to a more stable place. So what is being proposed here is an expansion of the scope of the monies that remain. And Councilmember Johnson is correct. Those monies would be used for the working capital needs of the university. They would be used to really make sure that it continues in the fashion that it has for 150 years now.
The full city council still needs to vote on whether or not Fisk will get to keep that $10 million. A third arrest has been made in a deadly
8:41, diving into the forecast and the big three notes we're going to get to here coming up in just a little bit to piece them together. And when it comes to today and then how that changes toward the weekend, the three things to know. Florida-like pattern, we're in it right now. The humidity's there. The temperatures will be in the 80s all week long, and we're going to have hit and miss showers and weak thunderstorms throughout the rest of this week. Really not getting much relief until late Thursday into Friday. They're all going to be stray in nature, though, but they could bring in heavy rainfall like yesterday. Soaking rain possible in a few areas later today, mainly during the lunchtime through dinner time. And we'll look at future track, but a good-looking weekend, which is what you want when you have CMA Fest happening from Thursday to Sunday. So that all looks much better than today and tomorrow. It's definitely not like a desert out here lately for us. We've had a lot of rain in the last month and a half. So my curious question flips the bill. How much of the Sahara Desert, the desert, is covered with sand? 25%, 60%, 75%, or 90%? I'll have the answer. I'll look at future track and take you into your weekend in a few minutes.
All right, let's get to steer clear traffic. Let's take you out here to I-24. This is going to be 24 Bell Road, making the drive in from the Antioch area. We're doing okay. We were dealing with a couple of slowdowns out here. Still may have some minor leftovers, but nothing deep out there going on right now. We should be okay. The problems tend to be closer into town right now. I-40 at Jefferson Street. This is just west of downtown. Got that crash on the shoulder. At one point, this crash was blocking 2 lanes of traffic. Glad to see they got it over on the shoulder. Now we're doing much better. We'll continue to follow things out there on the road for you live through 9.
A Middle Tennessee barber.
Fox 17 News Farrier Files is sponsored by Bart Durham Injury Law.
Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. It's 8:45 and a Middle Tennessee pastor and master barber just got off the road after an enormous commitment to faith.
Adam Cutshaw spent 100 days preaching in every single county in the state of Tennessee. That is quite a road trip. Fox 17 News' Dennis Farrier has the story in this morning's Farrier Files.
Yeah, it sure is. Street preaching is not easy. Not everyone appreciates the effort. But for Adam Cutshaw, it is as natural as following Jesus, the original street preacher.
The Cutshaw Classic Barbershop in Tullahoma bustles. It's loud in here. Lots of laughs, lots of stories.
Thursday morning when we got up.
No strangers. Adam Cutshaw bought this shop 8.5 years ago, and it has been a joy.
You know, people, you look good, you feel good, right? So people come in, you try to give them what they want, and they leave happy. And it seems like a lot of hats you wear. Therapist. This is the cheapest therapist, man. Like not bad for $20 to get 30 minutes to either share good things or share burdens.
Adam Cutshaw is built for this. Now, he might look like he's built to be a college football player, which he was. And this barbershop, as much as he loves it, is not his calling. His heart is ministry. Cutshaw has been gone from his business for 100 days. His wife and 5 children spent 100 days preaching in all 95 Tennessee counties. Street preaching, which is not like pulpit preaching. In the pulpit, people come to see you. In the street, you're going to see them, and that can be hard.
So the love of Christ is what compels me, and it is. It's a battle. It's a battle with the flesh. It's not always in and of itself enjoyable, but we're the church, and we're to go into the world. And there are many who will not darken the door of a church. Maybe their family or friends won't tell them the good news of Jesus, and so how else will they hear?
100 days, so many encounters, so many exchanges, and hard to know who you touched.
And he gives us that great promise in his word, that his word doesn't return void. And so he even says in his word that some men water and some men plant, but he gives the increase. And so maybe we're just planting that seed that someone else will water, or maybe today we're watering that someone's grandmother planted 20 years ago. We don't know, but we know God gives the increase, and we trust him with the results.
On the last day of his ministry,
Come to faith in the Lord Jesus Christ.
Adam's church family at Grace Community of Manchester came to celebrate the 100-day journey on the steps of the state capitol, a chance to pray and sing and thank God for this amazing opportunity. Now it's back to the barbershop, and while you might think it's a big change, not really. Adam Cutshaw is who he is, whether on a strange street or by his familiar chair. He and his message never change.
Well, and you're going to serve somebody, right? So you're going to serve God, or you're going to serve people's opinion, you're going to serve self, you're going to serve Satan, you're going to serve somebody. So why not be a servant of a good king, the Lord Jesus?
If you want to see what this looked like, you can go to Facebook and check out TN100. It's a wonderful diary of the Cutshaw's journey on the streets of Tennessee. And of course, he did it with his entire family, 5 kids.
Wow.
You know, that made it harder, right?
Right.
You know?
Right.
Out there. And they did different things every day. You know, they'd hand out Bibles or maybe sing or do one-on-one, or, you know what I mean? It wasn't like, it was just a, you know,
Okay,
they
so they
made,
just didn't find random street corners in every county.
Right,
it was
right.
plotted out.
Yeah, they
Okay.
plotted it out,
Yeah.
and then they changed the approach as well. But
And you know, when you think about what's the legacy, speaking of the children, right? You got 5 kids in tow. When you think about what kind of legacy you're going to leave behind, think about the legacy he's leaving for his children in what he's doing and how they're going to take that.
I mean, if you don't set an example,
Yeah.
if you don't live as a Christian, then it feels hypocritical anyway, right?
Wow, what a story and what a
Yeah.
journey. Thank you so much, Dennis.
Fox 17 News Farrier Files is sponsored by Bart Durham Injury Law.
8:49, and as promised, that last check of your forecast here to put everything together when it comes to heat, humidity, and storms after we answer our curious question here for you this morning. And that curious question is, how much of the Sahara Desert is actually covered with sand? 25%, 60%, 75%, or 90%. And believe it or not, only 25% of the desert is covered with sand. Google the images of some of the beautiful portions of the land that is technically part of the Sahara Desert. Taking a look here, we're at a level 1 out of 5 for severe weather. Do not let that scare you. All that means is there could be 1 or 2 stronger storms this afternoon that might give us some heavy rainfall that could prompt some flooding like yesterday, or give us the possibility of some hail. Our summer weather pattern that we're in right now is going to give us heavy rain in these little pockets, wind that could pick up, and hail. So they could be a little on the strong to severe side, very scattered in nature. Think Florida in early summer here, getting out of spring. That's kind of where we're at too. Future track takes us all the way through today with just these isolated showers and weak clusters of thunderstorms. Again, can't say that 1 or 2 of them might not become a little unruly, but we're not worried about a big severe weather outbreak. Have the rain gear on you just in case, and know that your temperatures will climb into the low to middle 80s by the end of the day.
Steer clear traffic this morning. Want to get you out to I-24. This is down at the Old Franklin Road area of town. We're dealing with a crash on the shoulder of the road. TDOT is now there along with Metro Police and a tow truck to try to get the remainders of that crash out of the way. We were dealing with a crash over at I-40 near Jefferson Street. They have multiple lanes shut down. I'm not showing it to you because it's no longer there. They were able to get that all out of the way, so you're good to go in that location as well. Just passing along a note, don't have the video.
Operation Crime and Justice this morning. The Murfreesboro Police Department revealing footage that you see right here behind us of a gun store robbery as they search for the suspects. Now the video, impressive. Watch here because you're going to see a car smash into the glass doors there. They back it in, bust out the door at Bullseye Gun and Range. This happened early Saturday morning. And then you're going to see people jump out, run in, and start smashing the glass and stealing whatever they could get their hands on.
Picking up those guns like they're candy bars or something. Then they will dash out the door shortly after that. Police say that the getaway car is a dark-colored four-door sedan. That car was stolen out of Nashville. If you've got any information, you're asked to call the Murfreesboro Police Department.
And we'll get you one more look at your forecast here because this is a big week. We have CMA Fest just 48 hours away from everything getting going here, and the forecast could look a little ominous. I'm going to kind of quell a little bit of that here. We will have some showers and storms later today. There's already a little bit of rain out on the radar. I've not seen any thunder or lightning yet, but there'll be pockets of it just like yesterday where there could be very heavy rainfall for an hour or two that could prompt some flooding or even give us some tall thunderstorms where there could be a little bit of hail and wind. So for that...
Promotional consideration for this program provided by Ponce Law.
Hey there, and welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning, where we are honored to tell you about this month's hometown hero, Miss Norma Jean Upshaw.
She is part of an organization that is trying to help make sure that everyone is housed here in Nashville. We're speaking to her granddaughter, Danielle Cotton, who is here. Tell us about your organization.
Sure. So we started a nonprofit called Awake Nashville, and the nonprofit is dedicated to mitigating displacement and creating affordable housing for seniors on fixed incomes. And we started the organization after my grandmother was displaced due to the growth and development of Nashville. And we really saw a need to start an organization that not only was advocating for change, but was building change and sustainable change.
It's an important topic right now with the growth here in our city.
Sure.
Michael Ponce, tell us what stood out to you when you were reading about Miss Norma Jean.
Oh, it's such a big need right now for housing. Nashville's growing so fast, and we're outgrowing our capacity to build, and so it's pricing a lot of people out of the market. And when you have people that are on a fixed income, like Miss Upshaw, it puts them in a very difficult situation. And the fact that she actually did something about it with this organization and actually passing legislation, the Norma Jean Upshaw Act, is so important to our community.
It is.
We were just excited about this nomination.
I would agree, and you know, the governor signing off on that act just last year. Miss Upshaw, how do you feel about being announced as our hometown hero?
Well, I really don't feel like a hero. I feel that I'm a person that like to treat people the way I want to be treated. And being the age that I am, I look out for my senior citizens.
Well, you're a hero to us.
Absolutely, and as such, Miss Upshaw, you are receiving $1,000. And you know, you could use that money however you see fit. Danielle, I'm sure you guys could find some great use for it through your project.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you so much.